A lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago. Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah,
so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Hello, everybody. I don't know why you can't see me on stream. Which means you probably cannot hear me. You can hear me? Okay, you can't see me. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Are you guys okay with that? I don't know why it's doing that, but there. There it go. Okay. I'm struggling this morning, y'all. I am so sleepy. I don't know why. So I have my coffee. At least you're not muted there. I have my coffee, so I'm trying to guzzle that. But I thought maybe we could chit chat for a while till I, wake up and get on my game. For anybody that's watching the replay, if you are new here, I'd appreciate if you could hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I put new content out, you will be alerted. Yeah. Okay, let me get to the top of the list and say hello to everybody. Good morning, Glam. Good morning, Sassy. Good morning, Lilith. Good morning, Jarella. Good morning, Kelly. I was in a stream last night. I can't remember whose it was, but they called your name out, Kelly. Good morning, Diamond Girl, and good morning, Lisa. How is everyone this morning? Today feels like a Monday, not a Tuesday to me. I'm like really having a hard time getting going. Good afternoon, Jilly. Did I miss any good drama last night, guys? Is anybody else here still under air quality alerts from the wildfires in Canada? I actually didn't check this morning. I'm not sure if they canceled ours or not. Oh no, we're in red. Wow, she's so vile, Kelly. Is it better in Michigan? She ate it. Yeah, we're gonna watch that. She ate a whole stinking chicken. Really, Goblin. We don't have it that bad, but you can smell it here, and you can see like mostly where you see it, like as if you look across the street at the tree lines, you can see like the smoke like in the tree lines. It looks like hazy. Yeah, same here, Jarella. Good morning, Goblin. You could eat a whole I'll tell you what, those rotisserie chickens, those are really I don't think I could eat a whole one, but them are super yummy. As she said, a small chicken. Yeah, Glam, I could have seen like a Cornish hen, but no, not a whole and she said it was small. It was not small. A whole darn chicken. Oh, really, Lilith? Ours was just like really hazy yesterday. Yeah, it looked like a small chicken for a family of 5 or 6. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because those rotisserie chickens that you get at the stores, they feed our family. Even when one of my other son was home, it fed us our whole family. Hi, Patty. I'm glad you're here too. We got a rotisserie chicken from Costco once every other week or so. They are big. Oh my gosh, you just can't beat the flavor. It sounds as like what we went through in 2020. My house was only a few kilometers from. Oh, how scary, Lisa. Did you get any damage? Did you guys have to evacuate? Ah, chili. I was watching I was watching cooking channels yesterday and I saw a really good recipe and I was like, that would be a really good recipe for people that do keto. Can't remember now what it was. Exactly, Glam. That was not a Cornish hen. Oh, I didn't. Yes, thank you, Glenn. I didn't think she cooked it either. It looks like it was a rotisserie one that they bought out. No, Foodie Beauty, Kelly. I don't know if you follow her at all. I cover her and Michelle and a few other ones. She did make a ton of ramen to go with her small chicken. My daughter and I evacuated. My husband stayed behind with the neighbors to hose the neighborhood down so the embers didn't set on fire. Wow, that was really nice of him to do that. My salad. My salad needs a passport. A non-Syrian one. It was stuffed with onions. She stuffed it with. That's why we watch together, Kelly. We can't watch in her stream. We come in here, we watch together where we all can hold hands and kumbaya and get through it as a group. Hi, Diamond Girl. I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. Irma, did I say good morning to you, Irma? You don't get, even though like we're getting the smoke in the like like we can smell it here and we can see it. Not it's not like dark smoke or anything, but it makes like, a little bit ahead of you will look like hazy. Hi, fresh flowers. Good morning. I know, Clam. What do we all think of that? If anybody wants to come on panel, I can put the panel link on. But what do you guys think that is going on with her and Sala? He's over it. I think so too, Glam. Oh, really? Hmm. I'm in the States and it's affecting us here in Pennsylvania. But like we're only an hour and a half from Canada, but I don't know geographically like exactly where the fires are in Canada. Yes, same here, Patty. Bella, I tell everybody I am geographically ignorant. Even all the traveling that we've done and stuff, I couldn't tell you what state's next to what unless it's a state that we've made unless it states that we've made the trip through to a certain place over and over. I believe she goes through cycles of saying she'll do all these healthy things and never follows through and then plays the spoiled brat role to get out of it. Yeah, I totally think all this stuff it Oh, really, Kelly? Wow, we're close. I'm in Erie. Um, what was I saying? Let me read the she goes through cycles saying she'll do. Yeah, I seriously think that she's coming up with excuse. I think Sala's about, fed up. He's tried to help her with all different things, the gym, the meal plans, blah blah blah. And I think he's like about fed up. And now she's using the binge eating disorder like to gain sympathy from him. Like it's an illness, it's a disorder. I can't help it. Do you, Kelly? I've lived excuse me. I've lived here my whole life. Um I mean, I will say we just went to Arizona for 2 weeks and when I came home, I was happy to be home. And it was beautiful here, because there, the mountains and everything are beautiful, but like the grassy areas, the yards and lawns and stuff aren't yards and lawns. They're like sand and weed. And so I was happy to get home and see our scenery, our bright green trees and grass and all that. Kelly, she's getting caught in more and more lies. It's kind of it's kind of satisfying actually. And of all people to speak logic, Ski's been kind of logical calling her out. Right, Glam? She's gonna just she's just gonna squat there. But seriously, if she gets a whole lot bigger, how is she gonna get home? Hi, Sue. Good morning. I think the only lies Sala cares about are how much she makes and what she's worth. Yeah. Yes, I was even tempting to give Ski a cash app yesterday. I know. He might I think he doesn't like to have her on because she brings in views, but she doesn't bring in money. But if he keeps kind of taking the attitude that he's been taking with her, because I feel like I can't believe I'm saying this about Ski, but I feel like he's been pretty like objective. He calls her out on her crap, but then if he thinks people are being too hard on her on something, he'll say that too. Yes, exactly, Kelly. That's how I feel. We saw she had to hang on to onto the edge of the theater seat because she was too wide to get into it. Oh, yeah. She'll have to go by UPS. Right, that exactly, Irma. He had no clue. That's why, remember shortly in, he gave her an ultimatum, like, "You can either order in or you can buy groceries, but we can't do both." But we all know Foodie, and if she orders in, she's still going to binge and eat later, so you would have to have food in the house and be ordering out for her. Most international planes have 3-row seating, so you buy her a row and put her on the damn plane. A shipping container? He's waking up, not sure if he got hit in the head. Foodie Beauty, Sue. I don't know if you follow her, but we cover her over here. TikTok is really fun, but I'm not delusional enough to think I'm cool when I post. My 8-year-old loves to say cringe. Good morning, shenanigans. Guys, if you have Jamie has a channel, I know. If you guys have a channel, if you could, put a 1 in the chat so the mods know whose links to share. You watch that OMEGON guy, can't think his name. He did another thing on. Did he? Oh, maybe we'll have to look that up. Let's see. I think you mean OMEGON. Oh, this one. Yeah, we didn't watch that. Holy cow, it's 4 hours. Okay. So get ready for a poll. All right. Here's the poll. If we choose to go with OMEGON, we'll do half of it today and half of it tomorrow. Did Glam's channel get up, Lilith? I wasn't paying attention. Hannibal, I was in your stream last night. I just wasn't chatting. I just have a video of my kitty and crazy dog. That's all. Well, you need to start putting more up, Jamie. Okay, shenanigans, no problem. That's I was saying at the beginning. I don't know why. I got plenty of sleep, but I am so drowsy this morning. Okay, I'm going to end the poll in 2 minutes. So if anybody hasn't voted, wants to get their votes in, it looks like it's a pretty clear winner. Oh, it'll be a beautiful weekend for a wedding, Jilly. July is a beautiful time to get married. All right, I'm going to end it, and we are going to do half of OMEGON instead. Let me just see what windows I can.
Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome back to the first of what's going to be a few end-of-year reviews for Chantal. And we're not going to waste time because this one's going to be long, all 3 parts of it. So let's just dive into January 2022. I'm going to insert this now because you're going to notice it from the time of this video. January is a busy month, whether that be for the Beezer Queen herself, the weird triangle concerning the aforementioned Beezer Queen, DD, and Darth Enabler Nader, and the odd sporadic appearance of Pete's. Or is it Ramon? I can't remember. So as you are now aware that this video is going to be exceptionally long, brace yourselves, because Foodie Beauty's been busy. And to start off 2022, Foodie Beauty went shopping with cold symptoms, which many people rightly pilloried her for because in Canada, if you display cold-like symptoms, yeah, you're supposed to be indoors. But it's okay. Chantal just had to bees it up.
BBJ. You know I look like crap today, BBJ. I have arm exercises here. BBJ. You're bald like me, BBJ. Look. You have matching bald spots, BBJ. Yes, BBJ. I took really good care of my teeth today. You'll be happy to know. Dandy. Oh no, Chantel's 6-pack struggle. I think every single person has COVID right now. I'm not even kidding. I'm not sick at all. My lungs, I'm trying not to smoke anything. But am I breathing? I know, Echo, but I don't feel sick at all. I'm not sick. I know I'm just run down. Does anyone actually like that person or what? Is someone gonna cry and ask me to unblock them? The cash prizes are gonna be random, guys. We're going shopping for clothes. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Okay!
Fun fact about all of that shopping you saw. I know, she did so much beezing. The fun fact is, not long after, Chantal put out a community post, which has obviously since been deleted, but don't worry, we have it. Okay, new year. Let's try this.
See your comment where? Was this a live chat? Or you mean in the comments? Or does he cover a question that was one of yours? Oh, really, shenanigans? How cool. That's neat. Okay.
Again, I think I have COVID. I should not have gone out yesterday. I was feeling poorly Sunday for a while, but I usually do when I feel run down. It was selfish to not take this more seriously, and I will contact everyone, including Penningtons, to let them know. I'll update you, i.e. the awards, etc. Everything will happen, including the 12-hour stream, but I just don't know how I will feel now being sick and all. Much responsible. It's almost like you contacted everyone you've given an STD or something. By the way, after I rogered you, I had the kill, oh no! Congratulations for adulting for a moment. Although I sincerely doubt you actually contacted anyone. Let's face it, you're only good at confrontation when you're clapping back and then deleting your clap back. Are you clapped? In response to the backlash that Chantal got on the community post that she deleted, Chantal said, "Why do you people expect kind replies or reactions from me when they are being assholes and wishing my death? My vile replies were not any more vile than most who come here to my channel to be a jerk anyways.
so
You
cool,
don't get it.
shenanigans.
It literally doesn't matter what I reply anymore, or what I prove or do. It doesn't matter because you all think and believe what you want anyway. If I answer truth, you don't believe it. So I was just replying what you expected to hear in my replies to everyone in my deleted COVID post. In all honesty, I made the previous post to save face. I woke up and really didn't have any symptoms at the time I was at the store. I get run down a lot and feel sick because of that, but it's never COVID. I didn't want to give anyone COVID for F's sake. I am not the only person who makes effing mistakes, and honestly some of the stuff some of you people on here do and say to me and knew another is disgusting and evil. That grammar though. Examine yourselves. I'm not blocking people or deleting stuff anymore, and I'm sure as hell not going to apologize every single effing time I do something you have an issue with. People write dissertations in my comments about issue they have with me, but still come here every day to take a dump on my channel. Cancel me again, whatever, I'm tired. After this, Chantal did a cleaning stream.
Hey everybody. Are you guys leaving? I forgot about you guys. Sorry. So I just did some cleaning here. As you can see, there's a garbage bag, but those are clean pots. The dishwasher's going. All this is clean. Floor's clean. Sam is clean. Did you go see my food pot upside down? You know what? I can still steal your boyfriends. My lungs are bad. Why do you smoke when your lungs are bad? That's what inhalers are for.
So there is a considerable amount to unpack from that. We can start with the fact there's a stroller in the back. That's interesting. The fact that you smoke, you know you have damaged lungs, but you rely on an inhaler because you believe that is the only way to make it better. Okay. But I guess the fun fact for me is, it was only a few days later, maybe one, that I saw this image on Twitter. I see that cleaning really lasted. Or am I about to find out this is someone else's apartment? You just happened to coincidentally be in there, easing it up no doubt. There was one other thing I could have attached to the first clip we went through, courtesy of Mary Cab MC. Masks are 8 inches across.
Jilly said he don't put her in a good light. In a way, I have to kind of love that because it's like validation. I keep saying you can't, if everybody around you is saying one thing, if everyone around you is interpreting your behaviors the same way, then wouldn't it make sense that the problem in the situation is you? Like how bad does it have to get? How many people have to really come at you for you to realize that it's you and not them?
There is a 4-inch gap on either side, which means that Chantal has a 16-inch wide face. Isn't that 2 inches shy of Hulk Hogan's pythons? Now you are going to notice throughout the year a lot of deleted community posts, and to support that we have this community post, which I'm going to give you the Cliff's Notes of. Chantal be mad at French fried. Why? Because of Shannon, you know, her former friend from last year's review. Neither seem overly fond of the other, and well, it appears Chantal is losing a little control. If you've paused the video to read these, well done. They're now disappearing. As the month progressed, concerns arose for the cat BBJ, but Chantal missed the virtual appointment, confusing it with one of her own appointments, meaning that BBJ's health got second fiddle to Chantal, who had to reschedule the appointment. How on earth did you manage to forget it? You have so many appointments, surely at this point it would just be routine. I'm sure many of you at this point have been paying attention to the on-off relationship, mostly on, kind of off, but bitter, vile, poisonous almost, kind of, yes, relationship, almost symbiotic at this point, concerning Foodie Beauty and Darth Enabler Nader. This was something I alluded to at the end of the last end-of-year review in 2021, where I had believed at the end of November, or beginning even, they had broken up. Yet, over the course of November, December, and January, I think they were still together. They were most certainly hooking up. But because things were not going the way Chantal wanted...
She probably has watched it, Jilly. She insists she never watches anything about her, but we know that's not true. She ends up repeating reactors verbatim. She definitely watches.
I doubt Nader helped in any way, shape or form. She decided to lash up because she had access to his channel. She kind of deleted a live stream, I believe, while he was live in fact. Oh, and Nader had her stuff which included her CPAP machine. You know, that oinker thing that helps her breathe at night. Something which Nader had addressed in a 5-minute clip that many people have seen that was shared on Twitter from a live stream on his channel.
Here.
You know what? It's my fault for leaving it there.
Can't stop this shit. Hi guys.
Hi
Are
guys.
you serious?
Cheers.
Hold on.
Yes.
FFG called OMEGON an e-bagger? Why? See, I feel like a lot of the reactor channels are turning into drama channels. They're segueing into a different community because that's all drama. Everything that you think does not have to come out of your mouth.
Cheers. I tell you I'm coming. No, you don't say you're coming. I told you I never stop you to take the thing. Yes, I never stop you to take the thing. But not after you go on my channel, read my thing, and keep pushing your luck for me to be injured. No, I'm not injured anymore. I act like normal people, I did like normal people, I get mad like normal people, everything like normal people. Normal people doesn't...
A lot of people are just saying give her stuff back.
Why? What about my video? What about when she goes live, my live stream and she ended and deleted? 2 times, not one. One before and one now, today. Everybody asks for her stuff, what about my stuff?
So 2 quick things to address his video, although I have of course cut it down a considerable amount. Firstly, I have no idea what he said for most of that. And second, I bet some of you are wondering who that lady is. We'll get to her later. Okay, there is actually one other thing we should add, and it's the fact that while he was streaming, Chantel was in his chat. She also left comments, which we couldn't find, so she must have deleted them, which is quite impressive. A real dedication to her craft, a real perseverance. She's a warrior, everyone, and she will stand up for what's right. And to then address this further, she made a video called The End, where she said the following. To an outsider like myself, when I see something like this video, which I've deleted the audio from because I don't want a copyright claim, I see photos and screenshots. The thing is, I don't know if they're done in the correct order, i.e. do the messages correlate to photos they took together in a timeline, or are they selectively chosen to paint a picture? The thing is, when it comes to their relationship, I mentioned it was symbiotic and poisonous, and it was, couldn't care less which one's correct or accurate, because even after all the arguments, they kept hooking up. They kept getting closer, having an argument, pushing further away. They're both poisonous individuals. 2 negatives do not make a positive in this one. And this video, accompanied with the music, is one of the cringiest things I've ever suffered in my life. You can all thank me in the comments for not playing it as well. Now, the relationship of Nader and Foodie Beauty could in and of itself become a video that would take forever to dismantle. Honestly, it would take far too long, but as time progressed, things were further elaborated on. For example, Nader did not give Foodie Beauty back her CPAP machine, with many people in the stream chat where she alluded to this, and also pointing out he did get his money for the stream that was deleted.
I totally agree, Cats, and that's what's kind of been making me uncomfortable too. I don't like the creators going at creators. So I've really just been doing my own thing. I still do Foodie, but I don't do solely Foodie.
Because that's how YouTube works. Many people in that chat were telling her to delete his channel as punishment for what he did to her. She later on elaborated on deleting Nader's live stream, where threats were made and quite frankly it was gauche. But this isn't the most interesting thing that happened in January. No. The most interesting thing that happened in January was what happened next. And it doesn't concern Nader, although I'm sure it was a catalyst. Over the years, many people have mocked the fact that Chantel has suffered with a form of hair loss. I thought it was a form of alopecia. I've later been told it might have been hormonal, or a form of removal of hair via one's own hand, called trichotillomania. To cover this, Chantel has used, I believe, a form of magnetic, threading stuff that sticks to your head for a while. Well, Chantel has decided now is the time to fully evolve into her next form. Yes, she's decided to change from Chantel, Big Beautiful Me, Foodie Beauty, into Mark II, who appears to be bringing back the 80s look. But this isn't where it ends. No, this isn't where it ends at all, and this astonished me. You see, Chantel went from this to deciding, well, actually, even short, I still can't hide it. So instead, Chantel decided to simply remove all of it and look like a slapstick kingpin. Now, I'm not going to deny, when I saw the video of this, I cried with laughter because I thought for a moment she was having a Britney Spears-esque mental breakdown. Then I watched the live stream and realized, no, actually, no, this is much worse. Much worse. But at the same time, I will concede, because she's doing something that actually looks good on her, this is a better look.
Oh, yes, indeed. This is better than gonorrhea and coke. It is!
Yep.
I agree. Fuck.
I've never tried coke, so I'll have to take your word on that part of it, but...
Alright, this is...
I've never had gonorrhea, but...
Now, the month of January is not over for Chantel. You see, even with all the interest now surrounding her, her ongoing battle for viewership and, of course, respect with Nader is continuing. But this is now where we have to insert the other person in that wine-clinking clip, by the name of Dee Dee. Chantel doesn't like Dee Dee. She's not a fan of Dee Dee. She was respectful to Dee Dee when Chantel was supposed to get her TV and her clothes, but beyond that, no. It turns out in person Chantel is not the same cat as she is when she's on a live, something that has since been confirmed by Dee Dee on one of Nada's live streams, where she was in the chat and of course any discourse with Foodie Beauty.
They're asking if I was the one who messaged to when I said, you know, come get you tomorrow. That was me. Chantal knows. She's messaged me. She's been kind of disrespectful to me, even though I have done nothing to her. I met her a couple of weeks ago at Natter's. She was very nice with me when she was coming to get her TV and her... yeah, so I don't know why all of a sudden she's like really, really mad at me and disrespectful. And so, you know, it is what it is. And
I don't know why she would be mad. You literally swooped in there, moved in with what she thought was her man, and you can't understand why she's angry at you?
I just need to call it out because like kind of too much.
What's that?
I don't know. She messaged me on Messenger asking me seriously as a woman, what I, you know, do and you know what I don't want to.
Can we do a box mountain? So.
What even is this?
That's not the real Dee Dee Lou. That's not the fucking real Dee Dee Lou. You have to be kidding me. You fucking...
As we're nearing the tail end of January, yes, and this segment is considerably long already, Foodie Beauty may have accidentally doxed somebody on a live stream, a person's home she was at, but then I believe there was also a community post tied in shortly after saying, "There is literally no proof I was at his house, I wasn't," referencing Nada and not the friend. I don't want to talk about him anymore, I'll see you guys later for Beezing. Tomorrow is 90,000 subscriber celebration 12-hour stream. Also unsub if you want. As I always say, this is my channel, so I will talk openly about what I feel like. You know the drill, I appreciate your support, but if you are to conditionally support me, I may disappoint you. Kisses. There were two other ones before that I find interesting. One is BBJ's appointment, so you got that sorted, nice, before a 12-hour Bees stream, and also you were considering getting a condo for yourself and Pete's. It's always nice to see that codependency living on. Chantal also shared via community post that she had received a new CPAP machine.
Good
Congratulations.
morning, Emma.
You can now breathe in your sleep. To then go on, and I believe, I don't know if this actually happened, but rage quit on a 12-hour B stream.
Hi!
I agree.
So, okay, until someone's at Niners, you can hear coughing.
She's gotten so bad.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe the roommate, I don't know. You're ashamed of me? Why? Actually, vegan poop, I checked the farms, there's no fucking proof on there. What proof? I need to see this. The fact that I was like on a certain street at a certain time. So I get my cat food over there too. So Natter is not supposed to eat from now on. Like I don't want to explain things all day about Natter. Like this is not what the fucking stream I want to be about. Do you know what I'm saying or what? Harry Booger! Welcome to Very Important Bees Rice Bees! This is welcome to Very Important Bees Rice Bees. I can't bees properly. Like I have to do your arm wiggle after. No big loss at the blocking, right, Lambo?
Has anybody seen Lambo and Sofa King and them around?
I believe this had something to do with the fact that Chantal is spotted, or has been spotted on multiple occasions, near and around the residence of Darth Enabler Nada, whatever. This has caused quite the commotion and quite the stir because of conflicting information and conflicting sources. So yes, it's possible she rage quit a stream quite early in, because she was being asked a lot of questions about her bad behavior, and also to clarify her stance concerning Dee Dee, her issues with Dee Dee, and of course spending time with Nada. According to Sinatra, the reason she cancelled the livestream and the vet appointment was to go hang out with Nada, in fact, with a wad of cash and a bunch of toys. And as a consequence of that, Chantal dropped a few subs. Yep, that 90k celebration didn't go to plan, did it? In fact, she lost over 2,000 subscribers as a consequence for her poor decisions. Congratulations. Now, to best demonstrate that Chantal and Nada have been on-off, for the month of January, Chantal was allegedly getting high on edibles, while stalking him, posting rather inappropriate community posts, but also making videos against him while sober? I really got confused here, because I couldn't tell when she wasn't high, and whether or not there was any valid point to any of it. Because in reality, at this point, I think most agree they're as bad as each other. To the point where, with that back and forth, Chantal then still appeared on a live stream of Nada's making tuna steaks, which got further muddied because Chantal started referring to Nada as her boyfriend, which might have irked the friend, Dee Dee. Does this feel like a soap, but marginally more entertaining yet? Now, I know that might seem like I'm glossing over everything, but honestly,
Irma, mine was doing that last week. It didn't matter whose channel I went into. It would like, my chat would be fine. And then all of a sudden it would freeze and it would like flicker like it was going to push up new comments, but it wouldn't. It would just be the same comments. The only way I found to fix it is to switch between top and live chat and back again.
I'm doing you all a favor. And also I think February might, pick up the slack here and further make this an entertaining review for a year. So instead we're going to finish the month with Chantel's New Year's resolutions.
More blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I think New Year's resolutions are kind of dumb. Well, this year I'm bald. This year, the one thing I want to mainly focus on, I don't want to keep making resolutions for my weight, yada, yada, yada. I do still want to focus on all of these areas of improvement in my life. But the one thing I want to put at the forefront is just trying to keep my word on things.
Well, at least we can both agree New Year's resolutions are stupid. But for the sake of you keeping your word going forward, we shall for the remainder of this video have that in our minds as we reach February 2022.
Jesus Christ, this month was long. If the others are anywhere near as close, this video is going to kill many brain cells. Fuck's sake.
I want to get a real baby doll. Does anyone sell those? Sometimes I get the urge to just hold something and breastfeed it. I swear to God. I think I still have maternal instincts. Ew.
Well, if that's not a disturbing way to start the month, I'm not entirely sure what would be. Oh, but wait! Last year, we had the monthly flash. Well, don't worry. While January might have been skipped accidentally on my part, if anything, to save you, when she did in fact flash in January, I just didn't allude to it. She did again in February. Yep, don't worry. The farms have it. It's another fupa flash. The camera was on and the phone was dropped, and we got an upskirt. Ew. Chantel also started the month by bragging about having a clean apartment. In the video clip I'm going to show you, I'm going to, offer a comment as to why this may not be what it appears to her.
This dress looks like.
Irma, thank you for being a big deal for 9 months.
What do you think? It's a long sleeve, but I put the sleeves up because I don't like how the sleeves get in the way. So
last I checked, for something to be clean, the rubbish had to be on the outside of the building. So next on the February beezing itinerary, Foodie Beauty collaborated. She collaborated with Carly Steele and her boyfriend Josh. Now it took me a while to find this. There is obviously a live stream on her channel, which is quite amusing because you can tell from the video that Carly and Josh do not want to be there.
Thank you, Irma, for gifting a membership.
Where's plain cheeseburgers? There's nobody. I don't think people are getting the notifications because you know how you only get notified 3 times a day. Is this a threesome? Is this a threesome? Yes.
You only get notified 3 times a day?
I post sometimes more than 3 times in a 24-hour period. So you only get notifications for somebody if it's if they post more than 3 times in a day, 24 hours, you won't get their notification.
Oh, no way, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was also a subsequent video later on Carly and Josh's vlog channel, just them two, where they did a mukbang with Foodie Beauty. Yay. That wasn't awkward in the slightest.
Is it good?
That's very good. That is very good.
Babe, they can't see you eating.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Sorry.
You're on the very edge. We're gonna fit 3 people in here. 4 people.
But how I found out about this is because of Irate Alex posting a cleavage shot of Foodie Beauty in a negligee. Because if I had to see it, everyone else did too. It was also around this time that while in that same negligee and incredibly off her face on something, let's assume Iron Brew, she alluded to the fact that she was still in contact with Nader, or Nada, Nadir, whatever his name is.
Well, you called me yesterday at around 11 a.m. and you're like, from a private number, and you're like, it was me. No, I answered him hello, and he's like, hello. And I'm not gonna say all our private shit, don't worry, just give me a chance. And he was like, I'm so drunk, guys. And he was like, it was me, you bitch.
And then she face planted a wall. So next on the agenda was an announcement from Foodie Beauty and Carly Steele concerning only fupa.
Welcome back.
And
welcome back.
It'll be on soon. We'll have the collaboration out.
I can't wait to see it. Oh my god.
It'll be fun. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's pretty fun. And
You might notice some of these are a bit jumbled as far as release dates go. I do apologize for that. But piecing together a timeline between February 6th and February the 11th is quite frustrating. It is not assisted when Chantel deletes some of her beezing streams. But it's okay. Just Saying has them. Sorry, Little Dumpling Just Saying. And I can kind of understand why Chantel deleted them. Because when incredibly inebriated, she'll say things that are quite flippant, but let's face it, simultaneously honest in her head, which leads to quite frankly, a car crash stream, which at the same time is not a car crash because it's very interesting to watch.
Tired of being home alone. Used to have a girl a day. I want you to stay.
I cannot believe my fupa. I didn't see it. I cannot believe I did OnlyFans. Oh my god. I did some OnlyFans content with Carly. Did my whole fupa show? What's going on? I'm not gonna throw out your lingerie. I'm gonna keep it and sniff it. Teasers and Caitlin, welcome to Rainbow.
You know what though, Bella? Her cleavage is not nearly as big as you would think it would be at her size. like look at Rosie's cleavage. Who's the other one? Huge. Can't remember. I think it might be somebody on Insta. But yeah, I don't think her boobs are very big for how big she is.
Ready, set, bees. Honestly, I like the wig. I feel comfortable in the wig, honestly. I am collabing with Carly on OnlyFans Dollars Hormones. We did a collab tonight. It's gonna be just to get me started, like to, I guess, whet my appetite for it, because like we just like had like both matching lingeries and we're like, boobs were out. I don't really care. I mean, it's a body. It's a human body. Underneath the fupa is a regular vagina, just like everyone else. I talk so much shit about him, and like you guys know him, like pride for him as an Arabic male. I don't know. Is that racist? Don't be his friend. You know you have to. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, right, because FFG is watching me. FFG, you taking all my viewers. I drank a whole bottle. Oh, there's a little bit left.
With the clip that you saw, I think we can all agree it was a little all over the place. Thank you, Just Saying, for letting me use it. There are a few comments that are worth making now. Carly doing any work or collaborations with Foodie Beauty, if anything, look like someone taking advantage of another person who is quite frankly vulnerable from their own abuses. Substance, food, the list does go on. But Foodie Beauty did do some collabing with Carly regardless, and pictures of that were shared about. I'm not going to show them, but if anything was learned from these particular images, it was that Foodie Beauty was bringing back for another renaissance the catfish. Or is it the fat fish? I think the correct answer to both of those is yes. So how does her month continue?
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom, guys. Right now, I'm just...
With Chantel's fortunes changing with regards to her subscriber growth, Chantel naturally has to say something colossally stupid to really drive up that interest.
Shut up, Dee Dee. Just shut up. How do you make your mint gray water smoothie? Hi, Rosemary. Fake plain. There's a fake plain cheeseburgers. His pudding is milk water. Chantel's baked lasagna. Ready, set, bees. Welcome to Import Beachers. No, you're not going to make fun of Pete's anymore, okay? Like, your friend is... Oh, my God. You're going to make fun of Pete's? Look at your friend. Look at your friend. Pete's is more of a man than you'll ever be.
Who is she talking
Pete's
to?
is a man, period. You're not. No. Your anger and aggression don't make you a man. It makes you less of a man. Too worn? You look like a fucking giraffe. On crack with AIDS. You look like a fucking giraffe camel with AIDS. Okay?
Right, Clam.
Silkworm fruit fly.
I have not... I am still reserving my right to hold my opinion until I see more. I don't fully trust her. Good morning, Jamie.
Now, I can fully understand and appreciate that the situation is quite difficult, trying, challenging for Chantel. I really do. But perhaps laying off the language that many would consider to be quite racist would be more beneficial. But at the same time, you are very much aware of what gets you the attention, even if that attention can be considered a breach of terms of service. Now to get back on track, Chantel during one of her streams, because she's super intellectual, decided to try and find out if there was in fact a study that confirms if an STD can come from something other than sex. So a TD, which, well, I'll be honest, most are, in some form, yes. Most. I assume this is a direct response to somebody perhaps suggesting that by sitting on a toilet, that somebody with an STD has used means that you'll contract it as well. With Chantel making tremendous inroads in February of 2022, she took to promoting her OnlyFupa account on her community tab, with special discounts for newer members, the first 100 Beezers, congratulations. Now with this came some consequences, one being an accusation of scamming her audience yet again. This one comes courtesy of the Balding Ogre. Whether it is true or not, I'm not sure. And where many people say, you're a bit of a mug for giving her your money when everyone knows she will mug you off, they've got a point.
Crazy blonde biatches, why are you cutting so slow tonight? It's chicken.
Because Miss Onion is not here.
Hold on a second, guys. Minnie says, y'all watching reaction channels now? Y'all funny. Well, they send them to him, so yeah, then we get to know and we'll watch them. I really like Cheyenne, so it's really funny. Sophia Maserati, Didi, why are you so obsessed with Chantal? I don't know if that's, maybe the question should be asked the other way around. Because I'm definitely not. Mystery Mia, dude, I don't accept Chantal's actions either. At least Chantal apologizes sometimes about
Guys, look how yellowed the back of the stove and the overhead are. They weren't like that before. That's probably due to Natter catching the stove on fire all the time.
Didi doesn't. Mystery Maya, did I?
Oops, what just happened?
Didi doesn't. Mystery Maya, did I ever say anything in regards to weight shaming? I'd love to know.
The point of the stream I'm now showing you is because we've now reached a point in the month where a recurring and obvious problem has arisen. The problem is that both Nada, and Foodie Beauty are spending a vast amount of their streams talking about each other's streams, which are talking about them, 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 which I'm not going to lie, makes covering this quite tricky for me, because then I have to go through all the other streams to find the relevant passages. It also muddies the water. I think we can all agree there's no version of this where Nada, Didi, or Foodie Beauty look good in any light whatsoever. I have to insert that, because if I criticize Foodie Beauty, you're going to say, or someone's going to say,
oh, but Meg, you're now defending Nada or Didi.
When I'm really not.
I just want to note that, you know,
he knows
over
this
here,
community.
while we're going from my room,
Is it annoying?
nobody's coming out of this looking good. Nobody.
I know.
Honestly, everyone involved looks like assholes here. You would be far, far better off just turning this off, blocking him,
And saying goodbye.
and just forgetting that he existed.
And it was that stream that we all had to eat our words because Pete's was being the voice of reason.
Like, you'd be better off both you'd be better off emotionally, and you'd be better off in terms of just how you look to people. Like, seriously, just fucking...
Well, you know what gets me, Bella? I feel like every time there's a new character, it feels like high school to me. You know how in high school, like everybody swarms the new kid the day, their first day of school. It's like every group tries to befriend that new kid, and then it's like, you sit back to see which group that person lands it. That's how I feel.
Turn him off.
That is all you need to do.
Foodie Beauty and her non-fake boyfriend in her head, Natter, are at it again. Yes, they spent Valentine's Day in the way that
Hey,
most
Grateful
couples
Life,
do.
good morning.
And he sat there with Didi. Call me several times. Unless you're
Please, I work alone. Anyways, in this corner, we have Foodie Booty doxing herself, doxing Didi, and in this corner, we have a dueling live stream from Didi and Natter, in which Natter is actually trying to make us think that he is a better person than Foodie Booty. Both of you behave in terrible ways, and
I love
you
it
both
when people
need
call her
to
Foodie
stop.
Booty.
Natter has been fat shaming her. He's been wearing her dirty underwear or showing them off, or so to say. And then Foodie Beauty has told us that some people that she hangs out with do not bathe.
Why does Nada have Foodie Beauty's clothes? Also, aren't you two supposed to be done with your weird symbiotic relationship? Codependency 101. He wants your fupa, and you want someone to find your no-no square. Around the time of Nada trying on your clothing, or Foodie Beauty's clothing for the audience, there was somebody appearing in Foodie Beauty's comments
Goblin.
called Roman. I have no earthly idea if this is supposed to be some kind of replacement Nada, and I'm basing this on comments left on other people's content, if this is just a parody account of some kind. But I guess based on the fact that I checked some of your channel shorts, you went to the vets with BBJ and Foodie Beauty, you're not as fake as I thought you were. That's interesting.
BBJ going to the vets. BBJ. Whoa. You hanging tight on the BBJ?
68 for 1.5 kilometers.
What a weirdo.
He's laughing
He
while they
just
have
sat
dinner.
there
Of course, then he's gonna come on and gaslight.
staring
Just
at the
watch.
camera with a
Gaslight,
weird
call me a whore,
grin.
make fun of me, put on my underwear, show my crusty underwear, But I'm just telling you, that's what he's going to do. He's going to try to destroy me. He can't control me anymore. So now what he's going to do is try to control how others look at me. And because I'm a strong woman and not taking a shit anymore, he's going to like probably try to come after me somehow.
Well, I'm almost certain there's more context to that, and I'm missing a fairly sizable amount of it, because had you tried going through a channel that exists solely as a streamer's content, it takes a...
I totally agree, Katz. And like her, you know, constantly telling us how much he loves her and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're trying to convince us too hard, you know?
While I think we can safely say Chantal did not take kindly to him, Nada that is, parading and wearing Foodie Beauty's clothing. This all led to a number of streams between Nada and Foodie Beauty. Nada doing one called Restraining Order, Foodie Beauty doing one called Lies, and the since deleted What It Is Really Like Filming for Chef. Also, Didi, I'll Take You to Montreal is, well, that was a stream as well. Here are my favorite parts.
Good morning, Meow.
You first.
Ugh.
It actually looks pretty good.
Does not look good.
This shit will do. And here it is, guys.
As Nader is known for liking his chicken to be medium rare, it is safe to say he does not know how to cook, but he does know how to use a knife. By all means, insert obligatory remark based on his record here. Everything Chantal has put on the screen in that video, though, is inferred. She doesn't provide any evidence to prove that he did any of it. It is only word of mouth. Nader does not have a good track record, I know, but something of substance would have been beneficial to her claims. Shortly after this and their back and forth, which did lead to some other consequences in the future, Chantal had to go to the ER to have a scan, where she was given some rather surprising news.
I have to go to the... So she said just get a blanket and just... She gave me a note to go to the ER. Patient with umbilical hernia, multiple blood clots, and blood work for pancreatitis. My quarterly ER visit's overdue. How am I so happy? Because I got a clean bill of health. That's why.
I think I speak for everyone when I say, congratulations on your clean bill of health. Now, tensions between Nader, Foodie Beauty, Didi have been escalating for some time, and this led to a, let's call it...
I definitely agree, Flowers.
Head, where Foodie Beauty went to the police, more notably to Nader's parole officer, because of accusations. Now, I cannot, in this video, talk about those accusations. There are other accusations levied at Nader. They are not good, of course not. These accusations involve S.A. You know what that stands for. It sounds like grapefruit, minus the fruit and the G.
Engaged. Can you imagine what welfare wedding that will be? They do. And if they don't, I will make them leave me alone. Legally. And I have more money than you, so I can afford to. So shut your mouth.
Not anymore, honey.
And yes, I have strep B and bacterial vaginosis. I was holding back on the bacterial vaginosis because I might have slept with Roman. But now that that's off the table. He's at the courthouse having his relocation application approved to move to Montreal. Yeah, we'll see about that. Show the cops the pic I sent you on Insta. What pic? I'm gonna go in. So, they've arrested Nader, and I didn't expect that, honestly. I honestly didn't expect that to happen. I don't know what I expected to happen. I gave my side of the story on what charges, physical abuse or assault or whatever, confinement, and sexual assault. Yeah, I had a hard time remembering things. And I think my short-term memory is affected because of all the cannabis use. So you're right, I need to stay sharp, but I had a hard time. I'm like, I don't really remember. Like, they would ask me stuff like, what are you wearing and stuff? And like, what were you wearing? I'm like, oh, I don't remember. Like,
I know I started with other things that weren't really connected to the accusations and the arrest and the fallout, but I just wanted to add vaginosis because it tickled me. As far as the accusations go, since Chantal made them to the parole officer since Nader was arrested, Chantal has shown a level of regret that has bled into March, which is where we will then continue that story. The what were you wearing question, though, is quite interesting, for a whole plethora of reasons, along with the fact that she admits to being baked, which, I'll be honest, at this point is beyond levels for medicinal purposes. That whole, I'm literally addicted to everything once I get into it. So I guess now, we should end
Boy,
February, there are a few other little things with Roman, don't really care enough, and instead head on into March, because boy oh boy, does that take an absolute dunk, dab, and shit on what we had planned to do this year. The month of March is where things start to get a bit tricky, because there are multiple different story arcs to go through, and I don't want to be accused of glossing over things. I did make some videos relevant to this month, and I'm going to use those clips when relevant, for one particular moment that many of you will know about that I had believed would be what killed this end-of-year review. So to start the month of March off, Foodie Beauty went to New York. Why? Because she wanted American McDonald's. But, being the rather precious person that she is, she did not realize, because she doesn't prepare, practice, and perform, that she had to have a negative COVID test to get back into Canada. So she was stuck in America until she could get a test result of negative.
Sorry, guys.
Why do people say Canada?
Look at the chat. I'm just trying to see if I like these menthols. Probably not the smartest idea when you have asthma. So, I feel homeless in America. Today is the day where all the rules changed. Canada, I'm mad at you. Let me just say, okay? You are making it ridiculous for people to come into Canada, especially your own citizens. Knock it off. Like, seriously, I'm double vaxxed, or I'm vaxxed. I've been in the US for 2 fucking hours, and you're not going to let me back home? That's ridiculous.
During a stream later on this day or a separate day, I cannot remember which, Foodie Beauty is alleged to have doxed one of her exes named Paul, giving his full name and telling her chat to go find him on Facebook.
Brandy,
Foodie Beauty also
good
deleted
morning,
the stream.
Brandy.
I'm not entirely sure if it's because of the dox or because she was singing along to the radio. This led many people to realize that the Paul in question could have been the Paul from a 2017 storytime titled Crunchy Spring Rolls and Vermicelli Noodles mukbang.
Hello, Foodie Beauties. Hi, Foodie Beauties! I'm jealous. I think mukbangers are so wholesome. Beauty bite. So I started going out more. When we were together, I was pretty, I stopped really going out with my friends as much. I think I have a picture of that night I met this guy. We're all having a girls' night. We're going out to a club. As I'm going in, I feel a guy grab my waist, put his arms kind of around me, like kind of jumped and turned around, and it was this Paul guy. I like attention.
There was a stream done not long after this all came to light titled Coward. In that stream, Foodie Beauty raged quite a bit, but as you can see here, it has since been deleted, lost to the internet and ether, like that of almost every single community post where she dunks on another person.
I don't even smoke, and I'm smoking cigarettes. That's how stressed out I am. And don't email me. There's a weirdo person who watches me who emailed me while I was restarting my phone, like, you should be arrested. It would be doing you a favor. Like, arrested for what? Being sad, you idiots? I'm not allowed to have feelings or what? What? I'm arrested. Is it illegal to be fucking sad and mad and upset for being used and abused for 10 months? And I'm mad at myself too for going back every time. Don't worry about that. I know I'm an idiot.
Because Foodie Beauty has all the maturity of a child, and because of her petty jealousy concerning that of the super stud muffin Nada, Foodie Beauty has decided to cosplay as her idol, Dee Senpai. She had claimed it was actually because she was trying to emulate Madonna. Unfortunately for Foodie Beauty, it's very hard to say that she is trying to emulate a different type of icon when one has a jawline that is visible. Now, for some odd reason, Foodie Beauty...
Honestly, I didn't think the blonde wig looked bad on her. But it definitely aged her.
Carried on the month by embracing the doily as a suitable replacement for follicles. I'm not entirely sure why this was on her head. I can't remember if it was because someone else started a meme and she embraced the meme, or if she started doing this and everyone summarily went on to mock her because she was wearing what looked like a doily on her head. I thought you only saw those at the edge of armchairs. We're only 3 days into March and already a turning point has taken place. Hater Nation has rallied, at this point anyway. And the reason why is because Charlie Gold on Twitter tagged YouTube creators, Team YouTube, over deleted streams with accusations of transphobia, homophobia, doxing, threats, inappropriate questions to minors, nudity, constant changing into lingerie. Many other creators had lost monetization for much less. And so there is a valid point here about what Foodie Beauty was doing and how she was not at any point facing consequences because she was raking in stupid amounts of money and believing herself above the rules. Foodie Beauty also started getting newer tattoos, her birth sign being one of them. You know, that star sign thing that people believe in? You know, bollocks, basically. Aries being hers. I thought hers was Cancer. It was around this time many people spoke about the OMEGON debacle. It is believed that Foodie Beauty breached the terms of service of OMEGON by not getting permission of people that she spoke to while broadcasting their stuff on YouTube. Bit naughty on her part. But also it's believed that somebody has shown their penis during that time.
Shenanigans. She could have broke that pair and had an extra pair, and then broke that pair and had another extra pair, because that was a meal for 3, so it came with 3 sets of chopsticks.
She spoke to minors. She was, for parts of these interactions, in a bra or lingerie itself.
Oh no,
she was
Irma.
quite inappropriate
I
and
still
hardly
do that
surprising.
sometimes
She got into a
too.
bit of trouble for this one. When Foodie Beauty tried to bring other creators that do Omegle-related reaction videos, the creator in question slam dunked on her because she gets permission. She removes people from videos who don't want to be in it. She blurs anything inappropriate, as opposed to a live stream where she just straight up live ripped this. If you remember from last month, Foodie Beauty had indicated she was pressing charges, or she'd gone to the police concerning certain crimes that she claimed Nada had committed. Well, she's decided and had announced on YouTube she was going to withdraw her complaints and thereby close this issue. And as a follow-up, she asked that people stop talking about Nada in her chats. Under one of her streams, May Anderson, who has many complaints, many against Nada, indicated that she was worried that Foodie Beauty only did this to affect her own issues with Nada and case against him out of spite. Thankfully, May is not going to back down on this one. Between the 7th of March and the 9th of March, Foodie Beauty promoted Only Fupa a lot on her community tab, while also going to war with Charlie Gold, defending Pete's for various nonsensical reasons. It was quite a busy time for her, and I mention the 9th explicitly, because on the 9th of March 2022, Chantal Marie, aka Foodie Beauty, aka Big Beautiful Me, was terminated from YouTube for severe violations of the nudity or sexual content policy, which was quite the turning point. I had believed Hater Nation themselves would be screwed without her because Amber Lynn is deemed boring. After a couple days of radio silence, Chantal did start to do things again though, and this is where I insert clips from 3 videos that I did talking about this. What I've noticed is whenever anyone's given her the advice, she has looked at you while you've spoken to her, but then zoned out of the conversation and just fobbed you off with, yeah, you're right, yeah, you're right. Hardly the sign of somebody who actually cares about themselves. And when one's channel is terminated, if this is your source of income, you do have to be very careful how you rebuild yourself. There are obviously
Trisha
avenues and
Paytas
opportunities
can't either,
available to
Irma.
Chantal if she's willing to try, but she's been yeeted for a reason. I have mocked the fact that in both instances, every month she invariably flashed an area of her body that no one wanted to see. We've all seen it now because those images were shared quite heavily on Twitter. Since losing her channel, I'm not entirely sure if her appeal has gone well or not, because Chantal had another crack at it. You see, since losing her channel,
They hold their fork like my toddler grandchildren do.
Chantal has become quite the philanthropist, spreading herself out onto multiple platforms so she can try to recoup from the damage that was done. She had been streaming on Patreon or Only Fupa, I can't remember which, but I do vaguely recall seeing a clip of her complaining that only 23 people were watching her. And if any of you have seen the OnlyFans leaks, big F for you. Clorox will be your best friend. She had created another channel called The Beezer Show. The Beezer Show to Chantal was apparently a business that was allegedly registered to another person who themselves was like, yo fam, get the fuck off my name. I got a message from one of my lovely mods. Chantal got her main channel back, and I sat back and went, YOLO swag fam, surely you be joshing. Turns out, yes, she did get her channel back. I have no idea how she did that. So how does Chantal celebrate the return of her glorious channel? Chantal celebrated with a live stream during this 20+ day hiatus from YouTube while spreading herself like butter on bread on every platform she could, creating drama on every platform as well. Chantal was also planning a holiday, something which we heard about during the Beezer Show videos, which is now Beige Productions, or is it the Beezer Show again? I actually
That's
lost
true,
track of the name. She was going to Cuba, everyone. I thought this was a joke. I thought she was going to buy a green screen and just put it there and imply that she actually was in
So
Cuba.
many people
Maybe meme
thought
the
she
crap
was gonna
out of it
do
and do
that
something
with the
very
green
funny.
screen.
No, she went on holiday as a celebration of this. But earlier I mentioned the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and perform. If she had prepared, she'd have known there are no cash points. Perhaps if she'd done more preparing, she would have brought more money with her. Perhaps if she'd done even more preparing, she would have perhaps looked at what activities were available for her. But some of this bleeds into April, so we'll save that little nugget for another day. I guess the 3 Ps are now prepare, prepare, prepare. What a wonderful time to be alive. There are things I haven't mentioned during this month that I'm now going to quickly touch upon. The diminishing health of her cats, not a good look for her, but she did eventually get some things done-ish. Kind of. The ongoing back and forth 3-way nonsense with Nada, which also bleeds into April, so we will touch upon it in April. And the ongoing issues concerning Pete's and Pete's gender identity struggle. Not something I want to talk about here. I think that is something very personal to Pete's, and I still do plan on doing a video concerning Pete's at the end of this year as well anyway. So watch this space. On the 29th of March, Foodie Beauty got on a plane. And yes, she started live streaming on holiday, which I found quite strange, because she was streaming from her bedroom, streaming from a cafe or bar, whatever, the occasional stream on the beach to show she actually went to the beach, talking about how she blew her money on other people. She brought $500 with her. I think if she blew it on anything, it was on more poor decisions, because she couldn't bees it like there was no tomorrow. While I have reduced this month down compared to January and February, I promise you there's much more in April, don't worry. We're not going to talk too much about this image though, I just wanted it on the screen because it made me laugh. The back and forth between Nada, Foodie Beauty, Didi is getting close to being out of hand. And it was right at the end of this month, during 2 streams that she has since deleted, Chantal yet again unloaded onto her audience that she was clearly conflicted, messed up, didn't know what was going on, didn't know what to do, how to resolve, but felt it right to broadcast this to her audience, that she was going through not only a tough time, some things weren't quite right, she definitely doesn't want Nada back. It all gets quite confusing, okay? So I'm just going to play a clip of it. Oh, and in case anyone doesn't know, the stream where she really screws up and says some really messed up things happens in April. That's going to be a doozy, right?
I'm scared myself. I was sleeping and I had another bad dream. I don't think it ever was love. I don't know what it was. It like fucked up, like toxic bond that like is just really hard to break, but I am pushing through this. I don't want him back. I don't want him like at all. I don't want, it's not that. I'm like seriously just tired of like when I try to forget and like move on, I have nightmares and like I don't want to go out and get fresh air right now. I can't move. Like I'm not okay. Like I'm not okay. I know people think I'm just being a loser. I'm not okay. Like I'm not dramatic for nothing. Like I'm seriously up over what fucking happened this past weekend, and nobody is gonna pay for it. I'm paying for it.
So let's see, for the month of March we have animal neglect, which was an ongoing issue for the first 2 months and many months from last year as well. We have the inevitable neglect of Pete's and his issues. We have the ongoing issues concerning Foodie Beauty's clear love for Nada while claiming not love, wanting to have him, not wanting to have him, wanting to be with him, willing to go certain extra miles for him, and of course, the Didi senpai. We have that even though Chantal went on holiday, she worked. You have that when she finally lost her channel and felt some responsibility, she decided to beg to get her channel back, which is what she did. Then, she spread herself on multiple platforms, showed
then remember at night she would go down and get that one, what was his name? Tom? I can't remember. That one would always have like a sandwich for her at night for her snack.
Can be a shitload on Twitter and will engage with everyone on Twitter. She doesn't have as much pull on OnlyFans, Patreon, Omegle. She doesn't have the pull when it comes to live streaming on Twitch, but she was able to get an audience of sorts. You have the fact that Chantal clearly needs to get help, but refuses to pay for help in favor of beezing it up like there's no tomorrow, retaining the old-fashioned ways of deleting community posts, attacking everyone with a pulse that she just doesn't like, and being the most impulsive, reactionary type that she could possibly be. Now I know reactionary is a bit of a buzzword, I get it. In the context of Foodie Beauty, she has never changed this. And it is that same reactionary behavior that has caused her to delete so much, things that we need for context that I cannot provide to you. Although I do still have a few of her streams, because they are absolutely scrumdiddlyumptious. To start the month of April, Nada, Lord Sexual himself, had been arrested. Because it was April the 1st, I had thought it was perhaps an April Fool's prank. As he was at this present moment tangibly connected to Foodie Beauty, it is relevant to now. With Foodie Beauty, during a stream called Dinner, discussing his arrest.
If you look at his replies, it's his talking. 3 hours ago. It doesn't make any sense if he was arrested this morning. But for her to sit there and be like, I don't know why. Well, let me refresh your memory, Didi. He violated a no contact order. So did I. I might get arrested too. I don't know.
If you noticed, Foodie Beauty is in fact still on holiday and still commenting on things that perhaps she shouldn't be commenting on a live stream. And according to Nada, Sexual, whatever, it was all just a lie to prove a point. And as you can tell from the comments underneath, people were hardly impressed. Now, Foodie Beauty is known for many things. Ranting is one of them. Her very reactive, destructive, impulsive nature means that from time to time she will say far too much, which will end up with her causing controversy, getting into and not finding a suitable way out of controversy, and she invariably ends up going scorched earth. The following you are going to see is titled Rant, and to accompany that is some of Foodie Beauty's mad lyrics, talking about her absolutely stellar starfishing.
I want to rant about some things. I was reading all my comments and getting mad and telling people off and calling them F words, and I want to know why the f I can't spend my vacation the way I want to spend my vacation. Number one, this is my vacation. You can book your trip to Cuba whenever you want, and you can go hang out in the pool with pubic hair all you fucking want to. Go lick all the old people's wrinkly balls at the resort if you want to. I am going to do what I want to do. So for me, if I want to drink orange Fanta and shove my double fist chorizo all day long, I will do it. If it's boring, go take your Uncle Frank for a walk. I don't care what you have to say about it. Another thing, I am sick of people with busted faces looking like a 500 miles of rough road, people with 80s hairdos coming for me saying I'm desperate and that nobody wants me except for money. Bitch, I'm hot, okay? And I'm good in bed. I'm expert starfisher.
Let me control you and I'll exploit you. Bend you
She's
over
hot,
and cheat
y'all.
on starfish like I do. That's okay because I got that chorizo on the down low. Should be at the gym, but you at the old folks' home. Move me in, baby, I gotta win. I need to show the world that I'm fitting in. I'll be the man, but don't challenge me because I can do what I want because I'm me.
It was around this time that Chantel got into a lot of trouble for using what has been dubbed ableist language, and this exploded on Twitter through the likes of Zachary Michael, who said, "We went from white privilege is real to..."
Over here, cats, Beeson means what I think most of the time it meant for Chantel, but over here, Beezing means getting stoned.
Using the R word has nothing to do with disabled people. Real quick, Chantel, yikes. First of all, the word is retard. It's not overly complex. Apparently saying that is a slur now. I fundamentally disagree with this, but you know what? You have your thoughts, I have mine. Let's just agree to disagree. Chantel replied to Zachary Michael with, "Retarded people can be privileged too." To which Zachary Michael retweeted, "You better focus on getting on that plane and back in Canada, you ableist piece of poop." This all came about because of a crying while drunk stream. Crunk stream, I believe you can call it. And this one came with a considerable amount of flack. Because Drunk Chantel, while the funniest iteration, is also the one that
Looks like a
absolutely
broken
lets
Christmas
go.
tree order,
Inevitably,
right?
when Chantel had sobered up, she put out a community post. Wow, well, I was an arsehole last night. Like truly a drunken, miserable piece of poop. Every black emotion I had, I let it out on underserving people. I'm never drinking
Yeah, we
again.
know.
I did not mean most of it, although I did do a lot of dumb things. I fear for my mental health, which is why I need to stay sober and not relapse into old unhealthy habits. This horrible mental energy is how certain people make me feel, and I have to remember that, and stay away when I get home, regardless. I will go live.
And bringing that up, like her addictions and everything, I mean, she has stated, like, you know, numerous times, if she goes back to Canada, there's a lot of triggers there for her and everything. And I almost feel like that's one of the reasons she's not going back, because she doesn't trust herself to not, you know, do marijuana, to not drink, to, you know, she knows that the second she gets there, she's going to fall into an addiction. Because look, here she didn't have those things, so she started out with the hookah. Now she's moved on to like a regular vape. So she's sitting there every 2 seconds sucking on that vape. If she were to go back to Canada, she's going to want the THC. And I think she's afraid of that. And, you know, and that's part of the reason she won't go back. Plus, especially now with there being rumors of him stepping out and, you know, reaching out to other women or whatever, she's really not going to go back to Canada right now.
Live late and upload my flying fat vlog. Why did I attack learning to be fearless? I don't get that, honestly. I have no problem with her. Maybe jealously. I don't know. Still hate $200 3-wick candles though, not gonna lie. Just to insert 2 more tweets from Foodie Beauty concerning her use of the R word. Salpal, I have a learning disability and I was called the R word by many classmates. I'm offended by her use of it. Yes, you'll be offended by things on the internet. I'm called whale every day. And Foodie Beauty, why is Twitter so full of whiny wannabes? Please don't call Hater Nation that. They'll only end up putting it on merch and thinking they're cool by selling it to other people, which is peak laziness.
I'll be as sweet as pie tomorrow. Oh, you know it. You know I'm gonna manipulate the out of you, and you're gonna eat it up, and you're gonna watch me.
Because it's important to touch on the key points of her crunk stream. Thankfully, somebody gave us some bullet points called Stupid Love. Thank you very much for this. We learnt that Dee Dee has a grey vagina. Chantel pausing stream to take pictures of her vagina for OnlyFans. Chantel doxing Dee Dee's mum. Chantel doxing her own flight's number and telling people to report her to the airline. Chantel saying she hates all white people because she witnessed a man who wanted relish with his hamburger and the white privilege got on her nerves. She gave away her laptop. Chantel saying she doesn't care if Dee Dee gets that and that she deserves that. I can't say it because I want this monetized. Chantel saying she's going to go to a snack bar for 4.5 hours and not going once. The stream's over 4 hours long, so we know it for certain. Chantel defended the use of the word retard. Chantel saying she feels guilty for being white and rich. Chantel boasting about how rich she is and how she can Cuba bees every night. Chantel raging over learning to be fearless and the candle thing. Yeah, I don't care about that. Chantel saying the Cuba sex is the best sex she's ever had. Chantel saying that Cuba only lasted a minute, the sex that is. Chantel talked about Amberlynn Reid's fupa. Chantel threatening to unalive on more than one occasion. Chantel saying that her family doesn't support her and the only person she can trust is herself. Based on the community post after this, the answer is no. Chantel blocking some of the more supportive VIBs she has, even blocking them that were being supportive. Chantel Chantal spilling an entire cup of rum over her room, and then seemingly not cleaning it up, art imitating life of course. Chantal raging over Didi until her phone battery died. Chantal crying over how badly people in Cuba are treated by white people. Chantal calling Nada a piece of poop refugee who should go back to Egypt. And then Chantal crying and telling us that Nada isn't a bad person. Can you see why Hater Nation were absolutely up in arms over this one?
The main thing that I did over this past week is I finished recording my Let's Play of Mass Effect 1. And I have started recording a Let's Play of Mass Effect 2.
Hey!
2 episodes into it.
Can you turn the camera? Jeez. God.
Well, I wasn't going to sit in your spot on the couch. Jeez. Did you smell what came out of your ass? Like, I was going to sit in your spot, but then,
I remember that.
I've eaten so much fish in Cuba. My smells like fish fillet.
Now, it was during that stream where you saw that clip about fish fillet poop that Chantal had a rant about reaction channels and Roman, El Roman. And she has some points here. I'd like her to air them, not in a manner akin to that of how she aired that bathroom or the quality of that seat.
Friggin', who the hell are these people? Who are you? They crack me up, right, Beezer? Austin Beezer? And they analyze every single thing I do for like hours. Like, so, like nobody cares about your opinion. Don't you realize that or what? So go back to your 3K channel where nobody cares and your blanket backgrounds and try to become YouTubers and shut up. Why are you so bitter? Like, I don't get it. They're bums. These people are lychee bums, and I'm tired of it. I'm bald. Look, Roman! So are you. Block rage incoming. Roman is more bald than me, and he has the nerve to call me bald. I literally made myself bald. Next. I have a fupa. Oh, a fitness channel? You're gonna be a fitness channel and body shame women? Next. Don't even come for me, Roman, because you won't win. You won't win. Okay? And that's why he's bitter, too. And you call yourself a chef? Well, you're gonna come make tagine. So what do? You go on your channel, you make boiled corn and cauliflower with Heinz ketchup and vegan nuggets? You think vegan nuggets are gonna make anyone horny? I don't think so. Get a life.
Comments Roman made that caused that particular outburst came from a video that has since been deleted on the Roman El Roman channel. And as far as Foodie Beauty going in on reaction channels go, they're bedroom psychiatrists. The bedsheet thing, I don't quite get. But I do believe you have a point when it comes to people reacting to every tiny detail of every tiny mannerism. It is quite, well, petty really, isn't it? Many of you will remember back in the day of Chantal's earlier years into the creature that she has become, she turned off comments for a while, but then realized when you turn off comments, you run the risk of throttling your channel. With Chantal making as much money as she makes now, I don't think she cares anymore. So she has gone back a step and started turning them off in April. It is possible this happened during March, but I do believe this happened after the Crunk stream. After the community post where she said she needed to step away from people that were bad for her. Yeah, not go near people who she knew would be harmful to her mental health, perhaps even her physical health as well. Chantal went to a hotel room with Nada. Now, this is one of those times where Hater Nation absolutely nailed this, because they noticed that she was there, even though she had claimed not to be there. This relationship with Nada, Didi, and Chantal is getting a bit messy, don't you all think?
You're welcome, Shenanigans.
لما ابقى اجيلكوا بس ابقوا سدوا على اللي يطلع من لساني عاملين حبايب للي قدامكم وبس حتى اللي غايب لحد فاكره
Who told him he could sing?
Understand you. So, is it?
The name is the last name is Sarault.
And the first name is Chantal, correct?
Yeah, Chantal Marie Olive, right?
Okay, so you can put me through to that room number?
Okay, no, yes, 231.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, I will just transfer you there.
Thank you. The coward's not answering. I wonder if it's ringing on his live.
You guys, who was this?
Guess who rented a room? Oh.
That one gets messier because both tried to deny being in the same hotel room. They were. Don't bother trying. It was hilarious. Chantal since then got COVID again. She was very angry about this and started, well, doing her usual raging thing, really, with the bulk of her complaints being at the fact that she's entitled to her privacy. It's just a shame that she can't actually take her own words and implement them, because she knows it doesn't give her the views, and also because she can't seem to control herself even when she's sober. Now, we also discovered during the month of April that Chantal lost her Patreon, although I'm not entirely sure what
Guys, it's going to drive me nuts. Who was the woman that called the hotel? Was that, I can't remember her channel name. Was it, it's Tiger something, isn't it? Oh, that's going to drive me crazy.
But I do know that because of that, she moved to the Beezer Show's Patreon. That's a business, so of course, tax deductions apply, everyone.
had a moment of weakness.
Yes, thank you,
I
Irma.
knew that
Ugh, you
Nadia
ever
was
get
going
something
to be
like
in
that? Like if you
Gatineau.
can't figure it out, it's
I
gonna
found
just
that out,
drive you
and
crazy.
I actually heard that he was like meeting up with somebody else or staying with somebody else. So I became psychotic.
All the wigs we were all so judgy about after seeing her in the hijab all these months, I see her with hair, and even the wigs that I didn't like before, she looks pretty in.
As usual, jealous, insane, made a fool of myself. Like I rented a hotel room. I'm a stalker. I feel like a stalker.
Chantel on her Beezing holiday picked up some amazing doodahs, and she decided
Thank you,
that
Nick.
with those totally bought for knickknacks, that she would fob off this limited edition collectible to her audience in the form of a competition, a raffle. How exciting. Not long after dedicating her time to the Beezer Show Productions Patreon, it's gone, and she has kept her only fupa
say it,
and been
Irma.
promoting it a lot during this month, where the prices are still fluctuating, anywhere between $5 and $50, depending on her mood swing. This image, by the way, is the fabled blue pot. It is something that was featured in Chantel's kitchen for a while, and only very recently, during this very month, she showed us the contents of it, to later on in the month announce there would be a blue pot cleaning. What a celebration. Definitely worth having. Chantel also on her community post yet again went in on reaction channels because they like to complain like little bitches when their own clips are used against them. No offense intended to you, the reaction channel, but if your complaint is potentially an out of context quote, try to imagine for a second what it's like for a creator who has their entire existence hyper-analyzed by others like yourself, who make streams going over every facet of their being which they themselves don't help themselves with, which you yourself managed to milk, let's say, a 4-hour stream into a 24-hour response. Foodie Beauty, 2 weeks after the Cuba Rage stream, put out a community post. I decided not to do a video apology for the Cuba Rage. I will, however, sincerely apologize right here for getting blackout drunk and saying some of the most horrible stuff I ever did in my life. I did not mean most of it. I cannot even remember most of what I said. I will not let this moment define me as an entire person, though. I will try to be better. I've also decided not to rewatch it as I don't need to be brought into such a horrible headspace again. How can you sincerely apologize for saying some of the most horrible stuff if you do not remember most of what you said? I guess you did watch it back then. Chantel on her community tab. I do need to do a video apology. And underneath, why do people watch me only to complain about me and my nonsense? Honest question, do you think that a creator should change their content in ways just for thousands of individuals who don't really know them? Wouldn't it make more sense for those individuals to just move on and watch someone else instead of the constant BS? I'm actually generally confused, just as most of you are. Chantel on Twitter. Burger King Canada. Hey there, just wondering when we can expect the Nashville Chicken Sammy this year? Specific time and date is greatly appreciated. Burger King Canada. Someone's eager. Someone's planning a mukbang, and on the subject of mukbang,
And in the terms of service, it says you do not attack people for certain things. And I'm just gonna talk directly to someone at YouTube and be like, there's people who fucking ride my ass every time I go fucking live. They're fucking desperate to keep their rent at the Motel 6, and they fucking snipe my bitch.
What
Don't
is that
snipe my
hat?
content, or I'm gonna take your shit down.
Hey guys, the internet is a bit much for me right now. I'm going to block and keep certain jerks blocked for good. Also, the Nada chapter of my life will never ever be spoken of again online, no matter the outcome. This is something very stressful and legal I am dealing with, and I will be keeping it all offline. Any mentions will be deleted and repeated comments will be blocked. Same for comments, I owe you nothing when it comes to my personal life. See you when I return soon. Ratioed.
Cookie.
Chantel on Twitter, coming for y'all, reporting various users. Miss Goral, lol. She's going to contact the news because French-fied Goral is being mean to her. Y'all, I cannot. Foodie Beauty, no, it's because she's a stupid parasite who would be nothing without talking about me, lol. Hashtag stay mad, and yes, she is going down. Ratioed. I love how people can bully people like Amber Lynn and I on a daily basis through channels that target us and use our content for their own gain every day. But when we have had enough and speak up for ourselves, we get hate. Well, enough is enough. Stay mad, haters. So, how long till Chantel realizes that this pay is the pay from the month she was banned from YouTube? And
I don't know why, but this just brought this to my mind. I had mentioned it briefly yesterday. You guys know who Brianna Ann is, the one that changes her name all the time. She goes back and forth with Malice Black. You guys know who I'm talking about? She's gone by Brianna Ann, she's gone by Chelsea, she's gone by Natalie, Pamela. Hi, Tangled Bliss. Yeah. Well, she's been going back and forth with Malice like forever. And I know there was a stream, I don't know, a week or two ago where they had her up on panel and, you know, she was supposed to stop talking about everybody, blah, blah, blah. It, I really think she can't retain information because she makes all these promises and then like the very next day she does these things. But so anyway, Malice had a stream the other night and I like Malice and I was, you know, happy about how she was dealing with Brianna because she wasn't like disrespectful to her and everything. But now, the other night, she did an entire stream. The whole stream, the purpose was to get people to unsub from Brianna and sub to Sam. So literally, like she was running this show like a telethon, like, you know, how many people can we make her lose, you know, and everybody that leaves, you know, Brianna, go over and sub to Sam. And so the whole night was like keeping track of how many numbers down Brianna was and how many numbers up Sam was. That was in every way, shape, or form against TOS. And it was extremely juvenile. I was really disappointed in Malice. I mean, if that channel, I don't report and all that. I don't know. I don't. But if, you know, that channel got reported and everything for that, it probably at the least would get that video taken down because that was targeting. I thought it was, Nick. I mean, like I said, I like Malice and I've been, you know, kind of happy about how she's been covering her because she does kind of cover her with kids' gloves. I think this last time, though, was like it. No more chances for her. Well, I exactly, Lisa. I wonder too. Like, I'm like, I feel like this girl is not completely there. You know, she admittedly has intellectual disabilities. So I feel like it's not a fair fight. You know, I feel like the ones that, you know, are not intellectually disabled should be just ignoring it and eventually it'll go away. But they don't. They fight back with her. And you got to remember, she has a mentality of like a teenager, a young teenager. You probably do shenanigans. She, like I said, she changes her name all the time. She was Brianna Ann. She was something Chelsea. She was vibing with Natalie. She was, vlogs with Pamela. She's had tons of names. Well, see, my thing is, Bliss, I agree. A ton of people have tried to help her, but I don't think she retains information. Like I feel like when anybody talks to her, and I know a little bit about this because I've dealt with somebody like this very recently. It's like when you tell them something, they're like, oh, you know, yeah, it makes sense to them. They, you know, they want to change, they want to be more like that, yada yada yada. And then the next day, it's like they didn't hear a thing you said. So, you know, my question, I guess, would be, does she retain this information after hearing it and discussing it? Yes, Patty. I try not to say that name because that is her real name, and she's asked that people not say her real name. But you never know what to call her. That's why people say her real name, because you never know what to call her because her channel is always something different. I'll show you who I mean, shenanigans. Um I'm sure you'll probably know who she is. don't even know if this is. Yeah, this is her.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another Vibing with Natalie video. If you're new, please, I need all the support I can get. Please come over and subscribe to my channel and give me a big thumbs up, and please just say hi in the comments. I would really, really appreciate it. I'm going through a lot right now and I need all the support I can get, so thank you, and let's get into the video. So tonight is a special night because I'm having pizza and a movie. Like, I'm having royal pizza, but I think, yeah, royal pizza, and it's like Philly's and royal, the same thing. I'm having that, a sausage pizza tonight, and I'm gonna watch a funny movie. So I decided to move on and do my own content and be happier and spontaneous. So if you like that kind of thing, you're always welcome to my channel. I will be dyeing my hair here soon. I just took a shower. My hair feels so healthy and clean. I feel so happy right now and relaxed. So yes.
Well, like I said, I feel I've had to deal with somebody recently that I was trying to help, and it was the same way. You know, I would think she got it, and then I'd wake up the next morning and it was like we never had that conversation at all. So I just can't help but wonder if she didn't retain that information. I know, like, that's a huge thing, retaining, you know, what you hear, what you read. Holding on to that information doesn't always like click. So that's why I was wondering.
I have a lot going on right now with my life I have to deal with. I have probably tomorrow, I'm probably gonna stay in because it's supposed to be like 92 tomorrow, so probably do some cleaning, stay in, do some laundry, probably rest a little bit. Thursday I might go to the pool because I was gonna go today, but instead we took a walk to the grocery store and we just got a few things. You guys, there's this new drink that I tried. It's in the fridge and it's a Coca-Cola Zero, but I don't even know what the flavor is. Like, I don't even know the flavor, to be honest with you, and it tastes like coffee mixed with like sweet of candy. But you know, there's a new movie coming out that they're promoting sodas with. I think it's Legends of something, I think, that's coming out. This new movie, Legends or something. And they made a Coca-Cola series to where you can try it.
Exactly, Nicole. That's my thing. She's got the mentality of like a 12-year-old. So, you know, you need to put it in perspective that you are grown adults going at a child, basically, you know, because that's where her head is at. And I don't know. I really feel like if she just was ignored, she'd have nothing to talk about. I mean, I do get their frustration because a lot of her videos and lives always end up touching on them, you know, and how, you know, she's mistreated and bullied and, you know, she needs support and all that. I get it. You know, I get where it's aggravating or whatever, but I feel like you're adults. Ignore the 12-year-old child and move along, and eventually she will forget about it, you know? Yes, I did, Patty. I saw one video and it had, you know, a few of her dancing things in it from last week. Yeah, she's getting down. Okay, I'm sorry guys that I derailed us.
And is likely a fraction of what she's used to. Chantel, sad that you are all waiting for me to go broke so you can get some sick enjoyment because you are all sick Fs. But I'm sorry you'll have to continue to be disappointed, because if you remember, I moved platforms and still made great money. Hashtag stay mad. God, I love how back and forth she is on Twitter. She can't delete these tweets quick enough. To finish off the month of April, Chantel did eventually put out an apology concerning her Cuba Rage stream. Don't worry, I'm not going to play the audio from it as well, but needless to say, it was not a very good apology, mostly because I don't think she even understands what sincerity is. There were some other bits concerning community posts being deleted, references to Nada after saying she wouldn't, further promotions of OnlyFans.
You're so right,
May is where this really starts to pick up, i.e. the love triangle chokehold.
Poor sweetest angels.
And I feel like, even though I'm not quite sure about Rosie yet, I feel like it would be major content if those two started beef with each other, because I mean, Rosie did say, Chantel, she's coming for your crown, but I would so be here for that.
Stop joining, save your money. She doesn't make real content. What have you got to say to that?
They're not wrong.
You're a friggin' asshole today.
So May begins much like any other month for Chantal. She does her streaming, she says dumb things, she shows us how hygienic her homage to Paul Joseph Watson's video set is, by demonstrating just how, well, clean her home really is. While also having some rather
Rosie
interesting
said
choice of
she's
words and
going
facial
for the
tics to
throne.
talk about the Cuba trip that she still kind of talks about, doesn't talk about, but mostly talks about.
Wait, it wasn't actually Meredith. Nader could have his what? You had a whole argument with a TV show character.
And I will say, Lilith, I don't usually agree. Well, I shouldn't say I don't usually agree with FFG. I do sometimes agree with her. But like last night, I swear, because that's what I think it was her last night stream. I don't even know. I just clicked on it. She was reacting to the Rosie stream when she was in the pool, the one where she goes off on Foodie. And I swear, everything she said last night was exactly like my thoughts. I was like shocked because I agreed with FFG from the beginning to the end of her stream.
I'm gonna manipulate. That was a joke. With no postcards. You're not gonna get a postcard every day. It's only been not even a month. Give me a break. Yeah, because you guys always say, like, I manipulate you, so. Plain. Yes, I want my fat to encroach on the skinny people side.
Now, with Chantal being more active on the Foodie Beauty channel, she has not been as active on the Biza show. She did put out 2 community posts. Carmen here mixes well full of crap. Literally, that chocolate kielbasa was hers. And I think we all know this. Yours truly, Carmen Pondu, HR office person, the Biza show. Underneath, good afternoon, Minx here. So totally sorry for the delay in content this week. Someone who is totally not me destroyed the employee washroom with a huge fudge dragon. As you can see, these are quite creative community posts. They sure trump my early access ones. But many people had pointed out the fact that Chantal claimed to want to be more proactive with producing content and characters and has failed to deliver.
Well, that's what I said, Bella. I said, why would anyone dive headfirst into that role? Why would anyone want it? I mean, I know we know why she wants it. She wants the revenue from it, right? But like, does she really realize what she's getting herself into? And also, I don't know if she could take over Foodie's role. Like, even though we see Foodie now and she's, desperately boring and everything else, we hang on because we're waiting for like a glimpse of who she used to be, right? Whereas Rosie, I just don't get a genuine feel from her. I feel like Chantel's sort of sincere as far as she's a mess and she makes, she doesn't hide the fact that she's a mess. Even if she wants to hide the fact that she's a mess, she can't hide anything. It always comes out.
Well, around this time, which was the 4th of May. Oh, and because it's tradition and apparently she has still yet to be done for violating the nudity policy for a second time, yes,
she was
Chantal
Patty.
A woman with balls, and that censor thing was done by my lovely mod. Yes, the random flash of the month, everyone. It happens multiple times every month, but I feel it only right to show you just one. Now, after much heckling, haranguing, barracking, criticizing, banter, whatever you want to call this,
I guess anytime somebody comes into this community saying they want the throne, I have to, kind of speculate, like, what are you here for and what kind of person you are? And because I just don't know what kind of person would want all that.
Where her audience tell her she really needs to address the Cuba Rage stream and properly apologize, Chantal actually does it
PR.
and undoes it. Something which is cliche as a YouTuber, but also what you come to expect when you're dealing with an unintelligent narcissist.
Well, what do you think I said that was worse? Not like I'm generally curious. Because I'm like suspending my personal feelings in that situation when it comes to her.
Patty.
Because like no matter who you are, like making fun, like to that degree, like that was like talking bad about someone's vagina is just low and stupid. Fuck. Excuse me, you fed salmonella manicotti, dude.
See, that's my feelings exactly, Shenanigans. Her true self will reveal itself over time. Trust and believe. That's my feelings. That's why I keep saying I'm reserving the right to not give my opinion yet. I'll give a little bit of my opinion because I'm skeptical and I don't trust her yet. That's my opinion so far.
Oh, Can we take a break? It's so heavy. I don't like it. No, it's not about being a victim. It's just in case any of you are care to try to like understand me as a person instead of just blind hating.
Understandably, Chantel's community absolutely flayed her for this. Now, this could be because of how poorly she handled it during that stream, which is correct. But it's also because she, like other girls, the dainty women that they are, build communities that hate them. And as many of you will have noticed, their communities are dwindling. We know this with Chantel because of her relationship to Nada and the fact he only turns up during payday. He disappears shortly after, and then she ends up borrowing money off family to pay her bills for the rest of the month, because she's not making 50 grand anymore and she's still not paying her taxes. But that's a discussion for another day. Now, to go back to the Cupid React stream, it appears Chantel kept on removing and then putting back that stream, which made it very difficult to download it to then use it in this, favoring clips instead that were screen recorded, because Chantel, much like the community post that she has a history of just deleting, appeared to be doing the same with her content, because why be held accountable for our remarkably dense decisions? Now, to go back again and talk about Nada, yeah, we're doing that for a bit.
I can't help it, no matter how many times like an outside our community person does a video on her, it's like almost like vindication, because they see everything that us reactors see. And again, like I said earlier, if everyone feels a certain way around you, then chances are you're the one that's wrong, right? Not everybody else.
Many believe he's gone back to her, or she's gone back to him, and the reason why is because this poutine video, where many believe she edited the video for him. Now, I remember her style of editing back in the day when she did do videos. She has a talent. She actually does. Whether she'll actually use it in favor of these streams that get her into more trouble than good, no one knows. But we do know that Nada is deeply ashamed of being seen publicly with her, so he won't actually date her in favor of Didi, which is a discussion again for another day. So he just, when she gets paid, Chantel that is, goes to a sleazy motel with a sex chair and does her there, and then comes home, because she's an excellent starfisher. According to her, of course. Shortly after that poutine video did its rounds, a comment from Tay. You can tell it's the Gunterlope because of the camera level. Lol, Didi is like 6'5". Peggy Hill. Alright, which one of you is Tay? Chantel. It's called a chair. People sit on them. Underneath, you changed your name to Chair? Why?
Yes,
feeling like a piece of furniture in the three-way? To further add to
That's
this
what I'm
belief
saying,
that they are
like,
together,
huh?
Nada did a barbecue by the
You know
road.
where you are?
It is one of the cringiest barbecues I've ever seen, not least because of the end of it.
Yo, bro, I'm coming. I'm doing my job. Guys, I need to go. There's gonna be a fight here.
So how do we know Chantel's in that video? Well, now because I'm such a big fan of Chantel on Twitter, an exchange between her and Mary Beth Wiley. I think Foodie Beauty and Koki either already got married, or Koki is trying to manipulate her by using marriage as a carrot. Please, baby Jesus, let them get married? I've invested years into this story, and a crackhead wedding is the ending I want. Chantel, how about instead of calling people crackheads, call yourself dentures? Underneath, though, the most apt reply, Zombie Mom 79. You know, I'm really glad you got your channel back, Chantel. Now we can continue to watch your downward spiral through reaction channels, of course, and witness the slow, painful demise of your channel. I'm loving that for us. Sums up your audience to a T.
I got a letter from the Crown saying that my case against the individual in case number blah blah blah, the case has been not accepted, so thrown out.
Now, this is not where the magic ends concerning this particular ending. She first of all had some words for Stream Sniper French Fried Girl, and she also had some comments for the VIBs, along with later on presenting a letter of proof that this was all dropped, which led to this being circulated.
No, that's not what happened. What happens is I come on my fucking channel, I tell you shit that happens to me. You don't have to be here. Is she sniping? I'm gonna snipe back, and I'm going to strike her. I beg and plead for what? Budget Sativa? What did I plead with? No, because I'm not with him. I don't owe you an explanation of where I've been. All right. Police. 29th of April. Madame Chantal Sarrault.
Because of the suspicion, the growing suspicion, that Chantal and Nada are back together doing their own little shenanigans for a bit and then he'd disappear again, Chantal was losing subscribers, which did lead to Chantal making this admission on the 14th of May.
I wanted to get somewhere that was like in the middle of nowhere, like a no-tell motel. I don't feel like spoiling some hundreds of dollars anymore. Like maybe at one point when I was like super like into it. No, I'm not going to talk about you, Natter. Don't worry. This is not going to be a repeat of the. I pretty much like I don't think he mentally can handle being outed like this. The dynamic is if we want to be together, we have to be at her house, which is, I don't know. She doesn't seem like she minds really, but she does.
Now, eventually, Chantal does concede she was at the barbecue, even though we already knew. She admits she loves Nada, which we also already knew because she's that type. Because everyone had been
she
telling her this for a
fall
while, she
there?
continued her blocking spree of her very important visas. That's a fantastic
that.
money decision, by the way. She even spends a bit of time during a stream reminiscing about the good old days with BB.
What did I say? Oh, yeah. At first, when I first met BB, I wasn't attracted to him physically. Like, he wasn't my type. But when we were intimate,
right?
There was a lot of chemistry, and he's
That's why I'm wondering if she fell.
Gentle, loving.
Trying to get past
Many people
it.
have posited the theory that perhaps the SA and DV related claims were orchestrated by both Nada and Chantal. I am not going to go through that because I'm not entirely sure where I stand anymore. It's gotten far too murky. Chantal went on to RSN. That was cringy, but not as cringy as what she released shortly after.
Oh my god, it disconnected!
Oh my god.
I think I just rang so much that, like...
Oh my god!
Alright. Can we get the letter, or is that like something we can't do? Like,
No,
seriously,
I'm
and
gonna
then...
call
Okay, alright. She
If
muted
you're
because...
better, we're gonna say it's forged.
Okay.
Be quiet. Hi, can I be... I was supposed to be transferred to an officer to talk about my case, and it just rang. Yeah, nobody answered. Yeah, there was no answer. Okay, thank you. I'm in love with you. I only want you. I only think of you. I want to live with you. I want to wake up with you. I want to eat hummus with you.
Now, as well being dressed as a grand wizard off on her way to hog roast sandwich warts, that Chantal finally admitted that she exaggerated the claim she had made against Nada. But then again, since she has a penchant for defending people that hurt her, I don't think anyone actually bought what she was trying to sell. So instead, let's just play a clip of her obsessing over Nashi sandwiches.
It did shenanigans.
Although now that I've said that, I can show you the video of a clip where she admits it. I can't play the audio because copyrighted music, and Chantal loves to do that during her live streams, because she a classy bish. Chantal's also a rising musician now, a superstar in her own right, having released original lyrics music. She is on this. She's going to be such a success one day. I look forward to that. Your Grammy nomination is waiting for you. Now, towards the tail end of the month, things got a bit dry for Chantal. On one hand, she's often bragged about how much money she makes, but due to power outages, sudden ending of streams, short streams that don't go all day even though she claims they're meant to go all day, Chantal has had to ask for a bit of assistance here. And she will reward you all with the endless bees, like a quest to find all the rum. What a quality pirate she really is. This, along with a number of other incidents, although most are deleted as is the case, led to Chantal trying to deflect with a picture of a cat, which in turn led to her community raging at her in the responses. I'm just going to leave this to play for a minute. Has anyone else got the following music in their head? Now, Chantal's also not only a mad lyricist, a fantastic troll, but also an amazing accountant. Proof of that would be her daily estimated costs for addictions. Are you ready? $68 for wheelchairs, which is a code word for something she eats that is not legal. $7 for Starbucks, $50 for paneer, 2 Nashis, $20, fees and delivery, $20, daily total $165. Say there are 30 days in a month, nearly $5,000. Yearly, almost $60,000 spent on her daily costs. Anyone else think for a second here that perhaps she's living a bit too good, a bit too high, a bit too lavish, considering she has taken more recently to e-begging. But don't worry about it, she doesn't care about money. Now, there are a few more moments within this month that give it its coup de grace, the piece de la résistance, that is Chantal's annals in history. You can talk about the fact that everyone knew she gave Pete an allowance, not included in her budget, the fact that she admitted that she was jealous, which is why she conjured up a dating person thing, didn't go on a date at all, or how about the fact she went on a live stream with Onision on Real Effing Drama because, and this is her, she empathizes with Onision. She can understand Onision. Don't worry everyone, she can't date him. He's not the right type of person for her. She also finishes the month out by admitting that she loves Nada, and anyone that questions this is getting blocked. Yet Chantal really does go through the same cycle. You know, like Anne Boleyn has her weight one, Chantal has her relationship one. Nearer to payday, she's back in love with Nada, so they go to a sleazy motel and do the dirty, which is always dirty because it's a sleazy motel and because, well, Chantal's a mess. But when the money's run out, during the first or second week because she's really bad with money, a top-tier accountant, she spends the next few weeks eking an existence and struggling to get by with what she has left if she hasn't already managed to get it off her family. It's quite the impressive cycle. I'm sure there could be a more accurate one done, because once she gets nearer to payday, she's back in love with Nada, Nada's back in her life, and they go off and have their fun. You sure that Pete isn't the only person getting an allowance? Do you still pay Nada's rent? Now, Chantal wasn't best impressed with her appearance on that particular RFN panel, so she spoke about that, which in turn led to a bit of a fallout with herself and Miss Effing Wonderful, aka Katie. Pete has his say on what he thinks is going on, and Chantal gives us a tour of a one-star hotel room that she and Nada are sharing.
And I'll just quickly say my piece. Douche!
Hey guys, so, yeah, okay. TV, remote. This is, and then I have this, AC?
Still like nothing nice here.
Yeah, it's yeah, I want to show them the wiener.
As we edge closer and closer to the middle of 2022, I feel it's right to now state I am somewhat surprised with all the flashing, the racism, the homophobia, the ableism, the slander, the libel that comes out of Foodie Beauty, along with all the TMI that surely breaches TOS somewhere. She still has a platform. It is quite impressive that for somebody who has been flagged off the platform to come back and just rinse and repeat as if nothing has happened. Yet her cycle appears to be continuing, which would include her excessive spending, her complaining to the Beezers about them being Beezers, and the repeated going back to hating, loving of Nada, along with slurs used to describe Nada once the pump and dump is done. So to start off the month of June 2022, Chantel has decided now is the time to come out. Via her community
Sweet
tab,
dreams,
Pete and I will be
shenanigans.
supporting
Thanks for
us
coming
gays
in
on
and hanging out
Friday
with
at
us this
Ottawa
morning.
Pride. XO. Come say hey. Top comment, Gorlick bread. Whatever you think you're accomplishing by referring to yourself as us gays, please stop. Genuine people in our society have very real struggles each day while being confronted regarding this. Many of them face issues in the workplace, something you have not had to deal with. The core of these Pride Days is to promote understanding and acceptance, not be a talking point for YouTube self-promotion or to stir up drama. You just shared DMs with a guy who you didn't want a relationship with due to travel. You never once told him you questioned yourself, with others asking, why don't you celebrate Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day? Seems the more appropriate, I guess. Now, I was going to show you a video of a one-star CD motel tour in Montreal, because Chantel's a pro at these kind of hotels where she goes with Nada, so they can starfish until she runs out of money. In the room was an actual sex chair, which is why it's on the thumbnail, but much like her community posts, it has since been removed by the uploader, which is a shame really because this one was a funny one. As we are without the video, let us instead go to the comments of this archived upload. Victoria Young. Chantel is actually
Okay,
perfect for this
Tangled
type
Bliss,
of
thanks for joining
content.
us
She's
this
perfect
morning.
to show us
Great
seedy,
to
nasty
see you.
motels, because she's as dirty, or even dirtier, than these places. I like how she just accepts her life and it doesn't even faze her how nasty things are. Gina Dodson. She's wearing her bathing suit as underwear, and that was the best part of the outfit. You know what? Scrap my initial claim. One of my lovely mods downloaded it. We have the video, everyone. Here's a clip.
Hey, I'm about to do a hotel tour, but there's no AC working, so I'm sweating buckets here. When I'm really tired and I'm beezing in Montreal and I just want to sleep, a clean bed and a friggin' toilet that I can destroy. This is the outside. And there's this exercise or for sex? Like, what is it?
Everything for sex for you.
This is just leftovers of a binge. Last night I binged. And then we have Natter cleaning because he's considerate.
So next we need to talk about Motorcycle Guy. For this we're going to use her community tab again, because she put a message up that perhaps she shouldn't have. Motorcycle Guy, got a question? Chantel, yes? Motorcycle Guy, how bad do you want me right now, babe? Chantel, I have to be honest. I can't do relationship. I have future plans to travel, so nothing serious for me. I'm sorry. I do think you are awesome and hope you find someone XO. I don't think he was talking about relationship, Chantel. I think he was talking about plowing. And based on the comments underneath that community post, most people seem to get this. You fundamentally misunderstood. But let's all just agree here. One of the reasons you made that point was because you're busy within your own little addiction cycle binge of Nada, things that Nada can get for you, things that you need to eat, which cost you nearly 60 grand a month in expenses. Oh, and of course, recycling the whole story and starting again when payday comes round. Now, as Chantel's going through the current phase of loving Nada to bits, going to bat for Nada, swinging for Nada, Chantel's community tab, Lamau Nada. If I find a chef use aluminium paper on the grill, I will kick him in the face. Subtract exclamation point. This dude. Underneath is a live stream done by Nada. You go to Nada's channel, or Naddy Daddy. First comment. I'm so glad Nada did this because it shows his crazy crystal clear. And this man is so insecure that he constantly needs Didi or Chantel there to stroke his ego. It's clear by the way he looks at her after every time he thinks he's acting tough. Along with fat shaming this poor boy when your girlfriend is 400 pounds, LMFAO, the irony. Chantel using her larger platform to promote her boyfriend bullying another person. Now that's interesting, because where I come from that's called punching down, Chantel. You really do that quite well. Exceedingly well. Exceptionally well.
I like when dudes grab at their nuts. It's hot. Why did I block barbecue chicken on Twitter? I blocked every single person on Twitter. I don't know why I was mad. So I have an announcement. Pete might be getting his own place. I might be putting him up in a, because I need my privacy. I need my own space. So this is part of getting Natter back. No, I don't think I can live without Pete now. I don't think I can live without you.
Okay. That didn't take long.
Now, as many of you will know, Chantel likes to make promises that she'll never do certain things ever again, only to invariably break that promise within a very short space of time. After the drunken escapades in Cuba, she swore she'd never do it again, everyone. She did it again, everyone. She then went on to delete that particular stream, but other channels got it. I'm not going to play all of that, but I will play a couple bits. Her finest moments, as it were.
She's not ready, Patty. I truly feel like she is petrified to take the step. Because that for her means, once she commits to some sort of inpatient or whatever, that means, no failure. Like, she's actually got to do it.
Some water.
No.
Yes.
No.
Please drink some water.
Dude, I'm just saying since treat your children good.
That's why you need to drink some water. Because right now.
Please listen to me. I'm saying. I'm sad. Give me adopted children. We don't be parenting your children. Very good. Don't leave me. Sit.
I'm holding the glass, you can drink it.
During this part, Chantel is singing a song while incredibly off her face on edibles and alcohol.
Right,
a song I can't
Patty.
play because of copyright. But many rightly believe she was making light of the Uvalde shooting, which wasn't a good look. It's certainly up there with the Cuba rage stream. Shortly after, and upon recovering, Chantel put out a community post. I drank way, way, way too much. Never drinking again for real. Especially not on live stream. I lose the ability to control how much I drink. And as you all know, very unfortunately what comes out of my mouth as well. I acted very inappropriately and I am truly sorry. Ratioed.
Yeah.
But she wasn't sorry about the shooting thing. She kept trying to explain it. I was crying for those children, and she didn't think that was wrong at all.
Weight loss victory, non-scale victory. I can fit in the booth now.
Hurrah!
So I decided to break up with my boyfriend because, instead of a commitment, I need to be committed.
So Chantel does shorts now. I guess they're supposed to be funny, perhaps comical take on something actually happening in her life. Chantel had in fact tried dating. She spent quite a few days in fact on damage control from the drunk stream. I'm not going through that. It would take far too long. Go check out Just Saying and Barbecue Chicken instead. With regards to that last comment, the last short you saw, Chantel had actually gone on a date. Apparently the Nada thing must be some form of open relationship, in the sense that he'll turn up when she's got money. What's a shame really is Chantel knows she sucks at relationships. Chantel knows she's poisonous, she is toxic. Her behavior would not endear her to any rational person, which is why she gravitates towards someone like Nada, who will enable all the very worst qualities in her. And there are many of those that can be considered worst possible qualities. So while it was intended as a bit of a joke, but based on reality, it is more reality. It's just a shame that she'll never actually accept it or do anything to change because of it. By the way, we're 10 minutes in, and I haven't even covered a full week. We may have to gloss over the more inconsequential
Honey, we are not
parts
10
to get to the
minutes
best
in.
bits for the
We are
remainder of
almost
this
2
month. What
hours
makes
in.
Chantel quite precious is that her cycle with Nada is ongoing and it appears to be never ending. Earlier in the month, they were in a sex hotel, motel thing. Yeah, that scuzzy place with the chair. Whereas now, Chantel puts out a community post of, lol, you can go through our messages and delete all of yours, but I have them all saved. Nice try. I love how he mostly only deleted the ones asking me for money. Well, you still are a bum user. He unsent him asking for the money. Laughing emoji, crying. Hashtag grifters of YouTube. And yes, sadly, I'm just seeing this now. Guess you do love it the most. Do? Oh well, you did me a huge favor, thanks. By the way, these are older messages like a few weeks. Included, Chantel sent Nada money, indicated he wasn't feeling good, and then kinda ghosting. I have many questions, but I think the one that really matters is, Chantel, how low is your self-esteem that you keep doing this? How low? How desperate as well? I guess that's also a part of it. Now the fun thing with this cycle is, everyone else has noticed. Chantel must know by now, this is far too obvious. Even in comments to other community posts that have all since been deleted, people are here for it. So here we have, wow, I see my bees are sticking up for me in this chat. I swear it feels like the first time hearing him say something so mean like, my brother wouldn't even spit on her. Yet this was a man who had me driving around Montreal finding his bum ass an apartment, and slept with him thousands of times. Yet now that I expose your lies, I am gross. I promise you were gross long before this. All you do is sit there smug and trying to prove everyone that you are king shit. The way you treat people is disgusting, and I'm so sorry to myself, well that didn't last long, that I wasted the last year destroying myself for you. Never again. Thanks for teaching me a hard effing lesson. Not done though, folks. So here's the thing, myself and thousands of others have witnessed you literally threaten me and call me a, well, bunch of names on your live stream tonight. You were aggressive and menacing and still have the gall to say that you will sue me. Leave me alone. I will leave you alone. We are done. I will not talk about you and you shut it about me. Same to you, D2. I love how you think you got yourself any case against me as well, as considering you were just harassing me at 3 AM the other night. You also have some nerve calling me a buffalo. That's not very fair to buffaloes. Dom, since you slept with the buffalo for the whole year, now I plan on ignoring you back into irrelevance with Roman L. Roman. Anyone want to guess how long these last? Don't worry though, Chantel's still not done. There's more. Lamau, because Louisa Moon pointed out there isn't much much really going to happen here. There's reason why. Foodie Beauty, and the last thing I'll ever say about him,
Lisa.
and I will say this in vain one last time, because for him to understand this, it would require he have a heart. I did love you a lot. I showed you by setting up your channel, editing your videos, lying for you, kissing your feet, giving you money, pleasuring you, making you soup when sick, and the list goes on and on. You left out starfishing.
Good morning,
I drove around
AR,
Montreal
love
stressing for you, so you could have a place of your own and get back on your feet.
safe
I drove
going
hours
to
to
work
Montreal
and
to
have a
pick you
good
up
day.
and back to see you. My point is not to show off all these things, but to mentally list them so I can see that all I ever get back in return from you is dishonesty and pure meanness. You can't even suck up your pride and ego and admit to all of this. I don't think cocks are turtles. Debunking the bum. Says I doxed him. Yes, accidentally. Meanwhile, he purposely doxed my phone number on live. That explains all the tweets I saw, people saying they were going to text you. Still think you have a case? Asks his audience in regards to sleeping with me, who in their right mind would do this. I don't know. Deepanisty and pay by the hour motels ring any bells? You want to see who in their right mind would sleep with me? Look in any of those reflective surfaces in D2's kitchen and you will see for yourself, baby. Furthermore, you want to do things the right way with the law. Forbidden motel Adam, etc. I have so much more proof than you. False accusations? Prove it. You know they aren't. But that is your karma. And then Dee Dee, sorry, but you're suing me? Haha, for what exactly? Defamation? What reputation did I ruin? Actually, you told me Dom ruined your rep with work because of the April Fool's lie you chose to do on company paid time, and trolls found you out all on their own. As for you, broccoli boy, you don't want me to talk about your family? Oh wait, like you called my mum a whore and my aunt too? You literally talked more crap about my family than I did yours. Now please, as I said before, leave me alone. Not long after. Leaving someone is not an event, it's a process. No offense intended with this one, but you say it's the last time you're going to talk about them, but we all know that's a lie, don't we, Chantel? And because we know this process is super serial, Chantal puts out another post the very next day. No one is forcing anyone to do anything. In response to, taken from KF, divorce cases with custody disputes take less time than her leaving this man.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Accurate. And not long after, the face you make when you think the woman you love is calling your messenger, but it's
good
just
morning.
her trolls. Not done though. Lamau at the comments saying, she at least looks well put together and mature and doesn't fart, blah blah. My peach hat was way cuter than a boring generic mature sales rack of Maurice's. Boring and generic, just like her personality in Condo. Also, if she's so superior, why is he not claiming her well put together ass and wanting to move out? You people are just making yourselves look worse. Love. I think the first comment underneath that sums us up quite nicely. It hands down beats living in a pigsty amongst rotting food, mountains of empty boxes, and general filth. Now, in a slight detour, because we're going to slightly segue from this for a bit, we're going to talk about S-Jam, because this one cropped up, and it was refreshing to not have to talk about this bollocks for 5 minutes. Chantal put out a community post. Hi. Okay, I feel like I need to put this out there. I know the type of community I have with you Beezers is a tight one. Lol. We are close. But please remember that I'm also just a YouTuber you watch. I appreciate the care and love from all of you so much. I do. But it has to stay at that level. I'm open online, but in person I'm more private and don't appreciate just deciding to take a road trip to my house unannounced and expect me to just open the villa to you. Pete's and I have our struggles, but we are fine, and if we need extra help, we will reach out. We appreciate it. Thanks. Please do not come here. Thanks. This is because S-Jam, one of Chantel's biggest donators, drove by her home not so long ago. To be honest, when it comes to creators and their audience, of course there has to be a degree of separation. You should not be going to their home, 100%. The issue Chantel has is she has open DMs with this guy. And I don't just mean open DMs, because these two had DMs around the time of her and Nada starting to see each other. This goes back a while. When you allow your audience this close, Chantel, you are just as responsible as they are for the inappropriate behavior. And in your own message you mention being open online, because you share everything you do offline, online. You share it all. You leave no crevice, no stone unturned. Everything is checked, not by your brain, because it just comes out of your mouth and then we have to deal with the fallout later. I agree, you are just a YouTuber,
you guys, look at
100%,
all the calls.
but you are solely responsible for this community. And what happened with S-Jam, which then led to you showing us the DMs, which have been rolling on the screen for a while,
You think so,
is a damning
Patty?
statement for your own poor decisions that allowed this to even happen in the first place. And that might seem a little unpopular, and some might say victim blaming, but as there are many who believe you lied
Look
about
at
this all
all
in the
the
first
phone
place,
calls.
which in turn forced you to release the DMs, you're always going to be hard-pressed to have anyone on your side beyond the part where no fan of a YouTuber should go to that YouTuber's home. Now, public opinion on Nada has never been that high in the first place. Yes, we're going back to that now. So Chantal did put out some community posts related to that, ending on some narcissist thing, which seems oddly apropos, really. Next in my timeline, but I'm not sure where this actually fits in, is something I also think is quite relevant, courtesy of Pete's, because every so often he chimes in and he says the right thing. It's just a shame it doesn't go through or sink into Chantel's
Hi,
brain.
Peggy. Good morning.
The fucking drama. Christ, let the fucking thing go.
I'm ranting.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, just let that shit go.
The fupa is super duper fupa.
Skipping ahead a little, because nothing really of note happened between, well, that clip and what we're getting to now, we get to Payday and a community post, because Chantal loves these. Payday cycle is broken. Also, someone sent this to me. You are disgusting. All care remaining in my heart, be jealous as you don't have one, is gone for you. Thanks for treating me like poop over and over and over and over and over, so that I can finally get it now. Parasites will always need to suck the life out of women to survive, and then hit them when you don't get your own way, and have them kiss your feet. Ugh. Wasn't too sick paying for all those hotels for you just a few weeks ago, right? I have so much evidence to bury you with, but I will keep it for when I need it in my back pocket, knowing my whole truth makes you sweat every day. It's also ironic that you call anyone a bum when you need me and, now, DD, for the following: shelter, transportation, a word I don't know what that is, cigarettes, her wine, my edibles, my weed, groceries, e-transfers, bills. I'm still paying off one of his bills.
Patty,
He
I
expects
didn't
me
know that.
to from when I left at the pharmacy after he gave me her cockroach and took my phone back. He had to go get a line of his own, but for some reason I was dumb and put him back on mine because we were back together, in my mind anyway. I do have the bill for proof as well. Cockroach meds. And the list goes on. You can't even go to your own probation appointments alone. So no, you are not a real man. If Didi was smart
I would have
too,
totally
and
tuned in,
she is just where I was. Get the heck out, woman.
for if
you have
her
way too much
and
going
him
for you.
had
Any problems I
gotten,
had with
you
you
know,
were because of my
not
pain
together,
and
but,
jealousy.
you know,
this.
if they did
I'm still
streams
hurt,
together and
but not
stuff.
jealous anymore. If anything, I feel anxiety.
I
know
think
you are
they had
living with the
major
ticking time boom. This
chemistry.
post
I
has
don't
since
know
been
that it was
deleted. These points
romantic
could have had some, I
chemistry,
don't know, solidity had you not contradicted this. Every single time you posted something similar, every single month. There's a reason you delete these, and there's a reason many of them get archived or end up on a forum somewhere. I can't imagine where.
Several days later.
I'm like really tired of I'm tired of like suffering with this emotions. Like I feel alone because it's so obvious. Nobody understands what it's like. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it, or just people hate me so much they're willing to support, and I have to watch him sit there with his ugly face and her ugly face. No, I don't have to watch them, but yes, I try to avoid it. It's all over the internet. 3 a.m, him calling me. Yeah, I should have gotten away earlier and should have left him alone, left earlier, but I didn't. So what? I don't even watch. If I ever catch wind of like people that are supposed to be in here, like I don't want people here giving him attention.
I
So
don't know how I didn't hear that, Patty.
Because, yeah.
A few moments later.
Yeah, you're supporting an abuser. Good for you. Do you want a medal? You're supporting someone who's going to be irrelevant soon, and actually who will probably be in prison because they have several charges against them that are not mine. What are you? Her little warrior, FFG's warrior, coming in here because she's sweating? Tell her to start massaging those rubber band lips for turning tricks, because pretty soon she won't have fuck all to talk about.
When Chantal is in this kind of mental state, compromised and cross, vulnerable but not the smartest, she goes full annihilation, not necessarily against her enemies, but more against herself because she believes by this form of self-flagellation, she is repenting for her own crimes. That's not quite how this works, Chantal. Destroying your channel by blocking your members only harms you, but then makes your content more interesting for everyone else who watches you, then complain that you've lost all your visas. You have complained in the past that you don't care about money, but we know at this point, you, because your money is starting to dry up, have started borrowing money off family members, which doesn't do you any favors really, does it? What makes this more entertaining really is that we've only shown you Chantal's side of all these arguments. Nada doesn't look good in any of them really, but he's clapping
Patty.
back as well, which just adds further dirt.
I never see her on my
mucky-looking pig swill that they are fighting inside. And no, I won't make you suffer through those. They may well be in a separate video on Nada called Mukbangers Ex-Wives. To finish off the month, Chantal admits there may well be a movie out there of her and Nada bumping uglies. Nobody wants to see that. No doubt it will find its way online somewhere, somehow, at some point, no doubt leaked by her anyway. But also she has gone to WAG. War. With the one called garlic bread. Why? I have no idea why. Perhaps the more blunt delivery system has gotten under her skin. But it does mean yet again Chantal is engaging with one hater because she can't be asked with the other. She doesn't like FFG, for those who don't know who that is, French fried somebody who claims to not be a hater but is definitely a hater. It's kind of cringe. But has turned her attention to another because, well, at least they do videos. FFG just stream snipes, which is lazy. I guess what makes all this very funny for somebody who's trying to leave so desperately the grips of Nada is that she ended the month by trying to lure him with a care package of marijuana, okay?
Can we go to the next month now? Because I'm getting really tired. Like, seriously.
Because the cycle of DD, Nada, and Chantal has not ended at this point, Chantal started the month getting outed as someone who had tried to get Nada to come to her hotel because payday was around and she really needed a jolly good beezing.
Do you look at Nada? Do you think he's the type who will beg anybody for anything? Like I said, hotel rooms at night are lonely, and I was talking to the different. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. I'm supposed to see Kevin later. Now that we hate Nada again, did you sleep with the guy the other night? Yeah. I sent him the picture before I blocked him again on Messenger. So that's why I saw my friends. It was Tony. Yeah, we hooked up a bunch of times in the same night. It was awesome. And in between,
not looking at the camera, eyes closed.
what Nader was doing.
A few moments later.
All right, so last night I was really lonely, and I don't even remember if I had to unblock him. At this point, we block and unblock. It's the sign of a cross. I feel like I have an emotion hangover. I'm so tired. I got the compulsion and the urge. I'm like, it's like a panic. Like, okay, I haven't heard from him all day. It's like I haven't had my like Nader fix. Like usually, like I can see, like if I, like I said, like if I can like see what he's doing on his videos, then it's like a fix. It's so weird to explain. I can't explain it. So I called him. You answered my call coughing already, or no? I can't remember what I said. I'm like, well, how about you come over here and we'll talk about it in person.
Now, I bet none of you are thinking, surely this is one of the dumbest things to have ever played out or been said by Foodie Beauty, and you'd be wrong. We're only on the first. She also said this.
Okay, weed care package. Her message also said, she's like, since I didn't come for sex, she said pre-cum. She's loopy. She thinks that pre-cum? So if you're graped, there would be cum, not pre-cum. So many things don't make sense. And I have a brain too.
While still on the 1st of July, because so much happens in such a short space of time, Chantal put out a live stream 13 minutes long, since deleted, called Hi, during which she has a massive nervous breakdown about the entire situation she is in, declaring that she will go to a psych ER because she needs medication. I would say, if you really believe pills are the solution to all your problems, you might not understand how to help yourself. Now, this spiraled even further over the course of the same day, because Chantal wants to know more about the situation concerning May and Nader. May is escalating this further, and on the 3rd of August, that was when it was at the point of July 2022, it was believed to go to a courtroom for a first hearing. Chantal putting out I Just Want the Truth too, and after saying a few other things, Nader ended up putting out a live stream, or doing a live stream, where he ended up going through all the screenshots of messages between him and I believe Chantal. We're still on the 1st, and there's more.
I would get desperately lonely, I guess, you know, and just think, well, he is really nice to me. I like when I'm like all over a guy and I can't get enough and I can't wait for you to get home so I can give your brains out, you know? I don't get those urges with Kevin. I just wanted him to go. I just like really, really, really big wieners. I don't like men who have small wieners. I'm a big woman. I have a fupa.
If Kevin's real, and there are many who believe that Kevin was not at this point, one does have to wonder if Kevin has all that you need. Earlier I mentioned that Nader has a court hearing on August the 3rd. Chantal has made the decision that she is going to go to that as well. I'm going to leave that as the last thing for the first day of the month, because there was so much more and I really can't be asked to go through all of it. We have many more days to get through after all.
Not too bad. Could have been better, but not too bad.
Alright. Everybody can be a winner, but I'm sorry today is not your turn.
I want that guy's job.
Yeah, I'm giving you something wholesome before we dive back into the quagmire that is this absolute travesty of a lifestyle. On the 3rd of July, via the channel Piggy, we found out that Foodie Beauty still really can't let go of the thing she's trying to wean herself off of, yet simultaneously keep going back to Daddy Naddy. And I mentioned the channel Piggy, by the way, because I can't be asked to go find it, so I'm getting a clip instead. Win!
Whatever, I looked pathetic asking him to come over. Don't make it sound.
No. No shame.
Like you don't want the fupa, when we all know you do. You even said, whenever you're not mad at me, you whisper, oh, I love the fuba. You know why I love your fuba? It's the biggest fuba I ever seen. You need to get laid, and I will help you. Oh, that's nice.
At this point, it is believed that Chantal had already given Kevin, this rumoured beau of hers who may be lacking in the penile department, 150 Canadian dollars. She also, on her community tab, wrote, I miss Roman. To me, this comes across as someone who is desperately trying to latch onto someone as a permanent replacement for Nader, potentially better than Nader. At this point, for reasons I can barely fathom, Nader seems to be the benchmark for all potential suitors. Now, granted, that benchmark is quite low, but so apparently are Chantal's standards, along with her addiction to anything with a pulse that she can get herself onto.
So this is the last time
I agree.
I'm ever talking about Chef Bum El Shami or Doo-Doo. So I see you were talking again about me, and I don't care because you're gonna have to probably resort to using my name to get any views after this, but you're a liar, a huge liar, huge liar. Like, how can you sit there and lie? Every single problem you're experiencing right now is your own fault. Like, get that through your head and stop blaming me every chance you get. You actually think you have a case against me for defamation? I don't know what your point is. Like, the only reason you're in any problems, any trouble, is your own actions. Like, what don't you get about that?
Now, there's a slight grey area here, because many of the sources got deleted before I could download them. These would include a stream titled, Oops, I Did It Again. Nader unblocked Chantal on Messenger, which she then took as being manipulative. Nader replied by saying he was doing it to keep all her messages to show his audience and use if when he files charges against her. There were also a number of screenshots. Now, these screenshots concerned what she said to Nader. It was discussed in a Garlic Bread channel video. Thing is, that video is no longer available. That could be because of Nader, later on in August, going on a flagging spree, or it could be something referenced by Chantal here in a community post. Lamal Wow, what has a certain reaction channel proved by posting my messages? That you are an abuser and alleged apologist. Yes, I flipped out on him. Having a trauma bond with someone you are trying to get over will do that. So, again, what are you proving? That I am crazy and unstable for trying to contact a baiting manipulator who is now realizing he is screwed and is now trying to be the victim? You are helping an evil man. I was under his love spell, but you have no excuse other than being bitter and I called you out, lol. Sad. And you will get your karma too. I never understood why women would stay with their abusers so long and used to call them weak. Well, karma has taught me a lesson firsthand. I know one day I will be thankful for that lesson. But until then, yes, I see how important it is for me to really ghost all these soul-sucking leeches and finally start healing. You may have made me look crazy one last time, you manipulative monster, but I promise you, it is your last. Now I think you have more important things to worry about, such as an S.A case. Ooh. In an attempt to try and break away from the cycle that is Foodie Beauty, she felt a rebranding was in order. To do this, she changed her name to something, but she did do a poll first. You have Chantal Palace, The Life of Chantal, Excelsior Chantal, Happily Ever Chantal, and Foodie Beauty. 826 votes on this image. Would you like to guess what won? Well, it wasn't The Life of Chantal, but she did change it to that briefly, before eventually changed my name to Chantal. Don't worry folks, she's already back to Foodie Beauty. It didn't last long at all. Why on earth she asked for audience participation when 66% of the 2.1k votes on it said Foodie Beauty? Second place, Chantal Palace. Life of Chantal, the one she briefly went with, came third.
Be his prom date. Oh my god. I'm fucking old enough to be his mom, am I? Oh god, that's hot. Wait, how old is he?
Now, in an attempt to prove she was super serial about breaking away well and truly from Nada and having nothing to do with him at all, she put her plush that meant so much to her, I believe was a gift from him, into the skanky pot on her balcony. A clear sign that she has well and truly walked away. And given
Nick,
that
you still here? There's the pot.
A fate worse than death, an eternity in Papa Nurgle's cauldron. I'm going to name 3 streams that Chantal has since gone to delete. Debbie calls me names and thinks she has a case. Getting triggered again, sorry. And I hate him. Chantal really couldn't let go and raged like there was no tomorrow. Don't worry, I've got clips for all of that. Buckle up, this one's going to be interesting because she even called him while he, Nada, was live, to then get ragey again in something called You Are a Joke.
They want me to do a story time about Lachine. Yeah, you get my blood boiling, Granny. Then don't watch me obsessively while you're on C.H. Robinson time. Who wants to be blocked? Goodbye. If you have a problem with me defending myself, you're not a beezer, you can suck my balls. These people have a live stream saying they're gonna sue me and talk to a police officer. I had to call, I unblocked him. What does this bitch have to say to my face? Let's see what they have to say. You gave me pussy PTSD.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. Doo-doo, I heard you call me Kool-Aid Man. So I really don't think you have a case of harassment against me. Okay, I don't like this chat because it's too fast. I can't read shit. A normal BMI. Ooh, no, not a normal BMI. Who the hell does she think she's calling Kool-Aid Man? Look at you. You literally look like a man.
Oh, that's nice.
So I know you're watching Doo-Doo, friggin' dummy. I just happened to see that there's a cease and desist letter on his phone. You didn't even spell my name right. It's not Savaro. I will not cease and desist to talk about you. If you don't want me to share threesome stories, that's just bad.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no, hey,
listen,
Kool-Aid gal, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Listen. We're not.
Thank God.
Listen.
Look, that's when Jessica was
I
mod.
see everything in your face when you called last time. You called last time here in my live stream. Everybody watch it. And you say everything online. I just saw the receipt. Talking about my ex, no, I have no time to waste.
Bye, Chantal.
Listen, we're having fun with these people. We're having fun with these people. We have nothing to say.
Bye-bye.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna answer you.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm okay, but I'm just annoyed. The stupid asshole thinks he's gonna, go somewhere tomorrow and have me charged? I'm going first thing in the morning to the fucking Gatineau police to tell his probation officer all the harassing he's been doing when he had a protective order. So good luck. You want to threaten legal action against me for what? Messaging you and you won't block me? Okay. The judge will literally tell you to block me and go away.
Oh, that's nice.
Something I haven't alluded to yet is something that has been going on for a little while, and that is the feud between the two dainty girls in the form of Amberlynn Reid and Chantal. They no longer see eye to eye. No more of the opportunities presented for them to collab, for us to watch them mukbang and bees it together, get white girl drunk and starfish each other. That's the only fupa content that will get this video demonetized. Now, in this instance, what had happened was Amberlynn Reid had gone to Nada's YouTube channel while he was streaming and apologized.
All right, that was 2 hours and 9 minutes, guys. I'm going to stop it there, and we'll watch the rest of it tomorrow. We don't want Brianna. I was going to do this one. It's only 20 minutes. We'll end on it. Lilith actually had told me about it last night, and I kind of went down a rabbit hole on it. So I picked a video that kind of is pretty informative and everything for us to watch. But I did not realize that this took place months ago. So here we go.
This is Madison Russo.
You know, it's going to be fine. You hope it's going to be fine. Fingers crossed. We're all praying, obviously.
The teenager that used social media to chronicle the battle for her life.
I mean, if you would look at me, you wouldn't even realize that I'm sick and going through treatment.
A heartbreaking journey that had followers open their hearts.
What struck a chord with you about her story?
And their wallets to the Iowa teen.
She was a very young person that appeared to be in a serious amount of trouble.
But now, recent allegations...
This is disgusting. Disgusting.
...have called into question the very basis of Maddie's online fame.
I cannot grasp that in my brain. How did she sleep at night?
And these accusations aren't just cancelable, they're criminal.
Now, new tonight, this search warrant is revealing some new details about what led to her arrest and what was taken from her apartment.
But as new details over Maddie's alleged crime emerge, the depths this blossoming influencer sunk to has the internet questioning whether this hoax was a team effort, or if the teenager masterminded the scam and sealed her fate all on her own.
My name is Maddie Russo, and this is my story.
If anyone's life could be defined by adversity, it would be Madison Russo's. In 2019, the Iowa teen was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. In 2022, a mass on her pancreas revealed she also had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. And 3 months later, just when Maddie learned her tumor was shrinking, she was informed the cancer had spread to her blood, adding leukemia to the teen's trifecta of life-threatening diagnoses. But call it bad luck, call it life's test, call it an uncaring universe. Whatever uncontrollable force was responsible for Maddie's constant health scares, the teenager didn't just persevere.
Type 1 diabetes does not define me. Pancreatic cancer does not define me. Leukemia does not define me.
She flourished. Maddie finished her semester at St. Ambrose University with an impressive 3.85 GPA and secured her dream internship with John Deere, all while going through oral chemotherapy and radiation, a journey she documented on her growing TikTok and other social media platforms.
It was one of my worries. I was like, do I do it? Do I not? But I'm glad I did because it has been probably one of the best distractions.
Still, with a fresh tan and long hair, Maddie didn't exactly look like a cancer patient. But as the saying goes, looks can be deceiving.
If you look at me, you would never know that I am sick. I still have hair. I can put on makeup to hide the exhaustion and the pain, and I carry myself fairly well at work and school.
So, how did Maddie manage to keep her locks? Well, while the teen claimed oral chemo typically caused more thinning than actual hair loss, there were some over-the-counter options she presented to her followers as miracle solutions, including a regrowth treatment, a hair mask, and supplements.
Biotin, collagen, and keratin are crucial vitamins that are shown to help with hair, skin, and nail growth.
Yet, perhaps Maddie's secret to sidestepping the effects of chemo wasn't store-bought, but some hidden power the teenager alone possessed. See, social media posts position Maddie as a superhuman pancreatic cancer warrior who could maintain her pre-diagnosis looks and lifestyle, even if that meant going on a 6-mile run after her 14th round of chemo. People ask me how I do it all the time, Maddie wrote on Facebook. Moral of the story, I put my head down, focus on what is important, and grind. However, in other posts, Maddie made it clear she was not immune.
Can you imagine being a cancer patient and it's like people say too, like with depression, you just have to force yourself to get up. That's like, that's basically what she was, putting out there. Like if you have cancer, you just have to, grind. You just have to push and do it. And
the ravages of sickness. Just like other cancer patients, there were times when the teenager couldn't push her body the way she wanted to.
I have to realize that before I even do anything or attempt to do anything, my body is fighting so hard every minute just to stay alive.
And times when no hair treatment could stop her hair from falling out in, albeit somewhat unnaturally blunt, clumps.
I was brushing my hair and a few pieces were coming out as I was brushing my hair. Of course, my 2 a.m. Google search was clip-in hair extensions, like wigs.
No, just like Maddie didn't shy away from the good during her battle with cancer.
There's so many different things about it that just flat out sucks. But there's also some pretty beautiful things about it, I think, that I've been able to experience.
She showed equal representation for the bad.
It's just one of those days where just all I can say is cancer sucks. Cancer sucks.
And the ugly.
I have this mat, and we call it the yak mat. It's basically like a yoga mat, but it's long, and we put it in the bathroom because I have hardwood floors, so it's easier to puke.
Perhaps it was this unfiltered representation of the contradicting highs and lows of illness that qualified the teenager to speak on behalf of the cancer community at her university, share her story with the National Pancreas Foundation, and lend her perspective on the Project Purple podcast.
How would you define the term pancreatic cancer?
The first word that comes to
I agree, Patty. Like I said, how would you go to sleep at night? I mean, and not only your conscience and, be feeling guilty, But how could you not know that this is against the law? And how would you not be like watching every little step you make and like basically living in fear of getting caught?
The mind is just ugly.
However, Maddie wasn't just fighting for her community, she was fighting for her life.
More advocating needs to be done, and that's why I do it, because I want people to live. I want to live.
The teenager was determined to beat the odds, which for her were at an 11% survival rate for 5 years. But in October 2022, the 19-year-old's can-do spirit was tested once again. Over the last few weeks, my back had been hurting so bad and I couldn't figure out why. Maddie told local news source the North Scott Press in 2022, a PET scan revealed there was a very straightforward cause for Maddie's pain, a football-sized tumor that had made itself at home on her spine. Individuals, businesses, and cancer charities had together contributed over $37,000 to a GoFundMe fundraiser created by a man named Tom Bouland to help Maddie pay her medical expenses. But now it seemed no dollar amount could heal the teen. She has tried everything and given it her all. An update posted to the campaign in January 2023 read, chemo, radiation, and other methods have no longer helped. Still, the 19-year-old hadn't let her diminishing odds of survival dim her positive spirit, as a photo captured her smiling, even with feeding tubes and IV poles. Yet despite the update's optimistic sign-off that stated, here's to the greatest comeback story ever told and a miracle in 2023, for anyone familiar with illness, the message sounded a lot like goodbye. But oh, what a guiding light the community would be losing. Maddie was the person who chose to make the undiscussed nitty-gritty details of illness public. In fact, the teenager's candid posts all seemed to say the same thing. This is what cancer looks like. Or was it? Sure, Maddie's social media persona represented someone in the throes of the battle for her life.
I am getting back on track for radiation this morning. I just think it's another round we can check off, and it's just one step closer. I feel so weak, so just like kind of like woozy. Some days it does kick your butt a little bit. I'm just keeping it real.
But beneath the hair, the makeup, and the go lifestyle, was Maddie's illness just invisible?
You could look at somebody from the outside and think they look healthy, but you don't see that inside their body is literally trying to destroy them.
Or non-existent. See, it seemed there'd been a miracle, or at least that's how one North Scott Press reader saw it when they left a comment on the teen's interview. Your prayers are answered. Maddie does not have cancer. The headline stamped across socials and news broadcasts broke the news. Madison Russo was cancer-free, or so that's what the allegations sent to local law enforcement suggested. On January 11th, 2023, authorities received a report that claimed the teenager had cashed out the over $37,000 donated to her GoFundMe page. So what was the big deal? That money was rightfully Maddie's, right? Well, it would have been if the 19-year-old hadn't allegedly made the whole thing up.
They found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old. Scared is an understatement. I was terrified, and I definitely still am.
Was a heartbreaking tale. A young woman battling both leukemia and pancreatic cancer. The cops say she wasn't sick at all.
Ultimately, I just pray. I pray that cancer is something that you will never have to know.
According to authorities, she doesn't have cancer. She never did, and that's not just a lie, it's a felony.
All of y'all's support has been so awesome. It does not go unnoticed.
Officers say 19-year-old Madison Russo stole the money from more than 439 donors with false claims that she suffered from acute lymphoblastic leukemia, stage 2 pancreatic cancer, and a...
So $37,000 is what she got on her GoFundMe, but with like donations through like Cash App and Facebook Pay and stuff like that, she got another $100,000 doing that. It ends up that she does pay back the people that donated, but I think it's only the GoFundMe people that got paid back.
Tumor the size of a football.
Understandably, the community that had rallied around Madison was rocked by the news. This couldn't be the same girl who wrote a post where she claimed to be able to relate to a paraplegic man because they both knew how life can change in an instant. And no way was this the teen who had accepted charity with open arms. It just couldn't be that Maddie. The pancreatic cancer warrior the community had accepted with open arms, prayed for, and offered help to had been lying the whole time.
And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys, all of the prayers, all of the thoughts, just the warm hugs, the warm feelings, the packages I received. It has made this just a tiny bit easier.
My wife connected with Maddie as she was afflicted with the same blood cancer as her, and we cheered her, commiserated with her, amplified her message, and supported her GoFundMe. The spouse of a cancer patient wrote, however, now he was convinced he and his other half had been duped. On behalf of a caregiver and cancer warrior who have and do solicit donations on behalf of both themselves and fundraising organizations, this affects us as much as you, and soils the mission that we're on. And these weren't the only victims of the teen sob story. Maddie had also befriended a girl named Charlie Erpelding, a fellow Iowa teenager who battled cancer until she tragically lost the fight in October 2022.
Maddie dedicated this post to Charlie after she passed, saying that she and Charlie would text each other daily about all the ups and downs of our battles with cancer. The fact that this girl acted like she had cancer, acted like she could relate to Charlie's plight, I cannot grasp that in my brain. How did she sleep at night?
And it appeared Maddie's content may have done more harm than good to those struggling with the disease. Remember that post where the teenager talked about going for a teensy 6-mile post-chemo run? Well, that image of Maddie, healthy and still able to physically challenge herself, stuck with one cancer patient. I was sitting on the couch, looking at the post and asking myself what I was doing wrong. Why was I bald, weak, and couldn't even think about walking, let alone running, they recalled. Turns out, the patient wasn't doing anything wrong. Maddie, on the other hand, well, that was for the authorities to sort out. And the teen's social media might have just been a crime scene presented on a silver platter, as Maddie all too eagerly shared her cancer journey with viewers that now included law enforcement.
I know it's kind of helped me to talk through it and kind of hear myself, so I hope it helps you guys as well.
And boy, had Maddie been helpful. In fact, it was the teenager's online content that led medical professionals to approach the Eldridge Police Department in the first place. According to these experts, Maddie's social media posts had contained terrible life-threatening inaccuracies, some of which have since been pointed out online.
No substances in the tubing, and those look like cotton balls. Also, do you see that right there? That little purple spot? Yeah, that's supposed to be down in her stomach.
She also said that she was taking biotin to prevent her hair loss. Biotin is a protein that helps your hair grow. Chemo kills your cells that produce your hair. Biotin's not gonna help that.
The way that it's secured, the type of tape that's used, is not the same clinical tape that we would use in the hospital.
Let's go closer to her nose. Is that the end of the feeding tube?
But Maddie hadn't just misrepresented her treatment, she misrepresented herself. See, photos the teenager had posted while going through treatment weren't always taken from her own camera roll, but stolen from the social media accounts of cancer patients sharing their vulnerable moments.
This picture alone should put her in jail. She literally stole this photo, hoping that nobody...
I don't know, Lilith. Like, she had backing from, like, cancer centers, and like I said, she, was like the poster child for pancreatic cancer. She had like everyone fooled. I don't know how, especially like cancer centers and stuff like that. You'd think they would be used to people, faking and stuff, and would get some sort of, proof that the person has cancer.
Would ever know.
Medical records from Genesis, Trinity, and Stead Family Children's Hospital also confirmed that although Madison was indeed a patient, she had never been treated for cancer. And on January 23rd, the 19-year-old was taken into custody outside of her classroom. The charge? Theft by means of deception, a Class C felony punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment. However, hours after her arrest, Madison was bailed out with a $10,000 cash bond by one Thomas Bouland. Does that name ring any bells? It should. After all, this was the same Thomas Bouland who had organized the GoFundMe on Madison's behalf. So what was this older man's connection to the teenager? Well, there was a rumor being whispered throughout the city of Eldridge that suggested Thomas was much more than simply a champion of the cause. According to an anonymous message sent to Bobby Smurdy, a TikTok account that's become an archive for Maddie's now deleted social media posts, Maddie and Tom had been involved in a romantic entanglement for the past 3 years. Peggy, Maddie's mom, was always trying to get her away from him, but it obviously never worked, the source alleged. And the age gap between the two wasn't the only problem. Rumor had it, Tom was already spoken for. Yup, Thomas was supposedly a married man with a family. And while Maddie attempted to upgrade herself from mistress to girlfriend status by allegedly faking a pregnancy, it was to no avail. Tom wouldn't leave his wife and daughter. But where did the cancer storyline come from? Was Tom somehow involved? Or was somebody else in Maddie's life tied up in the scheme? So many questions and so few answers. But that hasn't stopped speculation. Bobby Smurdy was suspicious that Maddie's mother had played a part in her daughter's alleged hoax. For the entirety of Maddie's life, her mother, Peggy Russo, has been a known helicopter parent, and it would be incredibly shocking to find out she was not involved, the user theorized in a TikTok. However, a Facebook comment allegedly made by Peggy implied the mother had never attended her daughter's appointments, despite asking numerous times to go. Told her she didn't have to do it alone, but she insisted, the mother wrote. No one's ever understood that. Was it pride? But it's broken my heart for a year. But while some TikTok users believe the mother was blindsided by the allegations against her daughter, others weren't so sure. One user commented, I don't believe for a minute that her mom didn't know about it. And another suggested Peggy's online behavior didn't read as innocent, commenting, I don't buy it. Her mom would post detailed updates. Then there was Maddie's age, just 19 years old. Were they meant to believe a teenager was capable of pulling off the alleged scam solo? One user hypothesized, she had to be on her mom's insurance. There's no way she didn't know. But according to those anonymous messages sent to Bobby Smurdy, this wasn't the case. The source alleged Maddie was being supported financially by Tom and had taken herself off of her mother's insurance. The only time Peggy was allegedly given any insight on her daughter's terminal illness was when she was invited to hear her speak at events and galas. So that's where she took her chance. According to the source, Peggy found a doctor at an event in Chicago that was open to providing a second opinion on her daughter's diagnosis. However, Madison didn't seem to appreciate her mother's interference. Maddie freaked out, called her mom every name in the book, called Tom, and got a flight home immediately, left Peggy there alone, the source alleged. Then came December 2022, when Maddie allegedly left her car at her mother's place, along with a note that said she would pass away soon and no longer needed the vehicle. However, the next month, Maddie's actions were hardly those of a teen at the end of her life. Peggy allegedly received a call that informed her Maddie was moving into an expensive condo and bought a new car. As for how this jump in tax bracket occurred, well, according to the source, Maddie didn't just raise $38K on GoFundMe, which a majority of donations were Tom using fake names. She raised well over $100K on her own profile care accounts. And this wasn't the only instance where the mother received unsettling news about her daughter. A nurse who had kids at Peggy's daycare allegedly attempted to inform the mother that Maddie wasn't a patient at the hospital she claimed to be going to, but according to the source, Peggy denied it and didn't believe this woman who was trying to tell her that her daughter was lying. But that didn't mean Maddie hadn't raised suspicion. A friend of the Russo family anonymously shared this perspective with a local news station, and it's safe to say he wasn't sold on Maddie's alleged cancer shtick.
They say, quote, "I know me and my friends felt that she was faking from the beginning. None of the posts looked legit to me and she never lost her hair. I think it's sick and disgusting to do something like this though."
And although Maddie may have been bailed out, the wheels of justice were still in motion. On January 30th, authorities seized $33,000 as well as property from the teenagers' bank accounts and a shared account between Maddie and Peggy. But that wasn't all the officers confiscated.
25 items were taken by Eldridge police, including a brown paper bag with medical supplies, a wig, journals, a laptop, pills belonging to a family member for nausea, folders with bank statements, and her vehicle.
And on February 28th, Maddie filed a written plea, not guilty. The teenager also had a question, or rather a request for prosecutors. Could they return her money? A court filing claimed the money that had been seized by the Eldridge police came from lawful employment, gifts, and loans. But it didn't appear things were going Madison's way. Remember that vehicle police seized in January? Well, in March, prosecutors filed a forfeiture complaint against the teenager that alleged Maddie had used her funds that she secured through GoFundMe to buy the 2023 Kia Sportage. Maddie's attorney denied this and filed a request that claimed her client was the legal owner of the money and it was acquired through lawful employment, gifts, and loans. As for those over 400 contributors who had dug into the depths of their pockets to donate to a teen they believed was fighting for her life, thankfully, they have since been refunded and informed of an alleged scam they'd never seen coming.
I didn't really have words. Like when my friend sent me the link, was like, "Oh my gosh, you shared this, you donated." Like, I didn't donate that much, but it's like you do what you can and you're just like shocked. I hope the people in the foundations that donated get all their money back in, and hopefully they can give it to someone with an actual diagnosis.
When Louis Philman was refunded his $500 donation, he assumed the worst. Madison must have passed away. However, after Louis found out the real reason he had been reimbursed, his pity for the teenager remained.
Say a prayer for this young kid because she's going to have a lot of terrible consequences as a result of this.
And while some donors couldn't help but let the news dampen their charitable spirit, Louis wasn't going to let the alleged scam turn him into a cynic.
It's a better idea to do a good thing and be taken than it is to sit in your foxhole and hope something gets better.
And as the tentative trial date of May 15th approaches, perhaps those Maddie allegedly took advantage of can find comfort in Louis's philosophy, that even when kindness is taken advantage of, a charitable act is never done in vain. Madison used social media to weave a touching story, one of a teenager that, despite her dire circumstance,
It's extremely physically exhausting, but also the mental part of it, I think it's 10 times worse.
Remained hopeful.
I will be able to walk across the stage at my college graduation, able to get married and become a mom. I just have to continue to fight and advocate for a cure.
But allegations have spun that once heartwarming tale into a chilling example of the levels of deceit one person can stoop to.
Every time she placed a piece of tape on her skin, knowing that none of it was actually doing anything, how did you not think this is wrong?
In an effort to profit off of the kindness of strangers.
Like, if you're gonna lie about having cancer and start fundraising on your own behalf and make it your whole personality, you better raise more than $37,000. You better raise, enough money to flee the country.
This is the story of Madison Russo, the teenager who allegedly tried to fool the internet until her lies made front-page news.
Isn't that crazy, you guys? She did all that. And like I said, she had so many backers. Crazy. I don't know what possesses people. Well, yeah, I do know. It's money. It's gross. AR, you are way hotter than us this week. We are at 72 and our high is supposed to be 76. Yeah, she had pled not guilty at first and now she pled guilty. Let me look up, see if I can find. I believe she changed her plea to guilty, but I don't know if she's got a date for her trial or what. Okay, so it says a Bettendorf woman charged with theft after police say she received over $37,000 in donations for a false cancer claim has taken a plea deal. Madison Russo, 19, has pleaded guilty to one count of first-degree theft, a Class C felony, punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Sentencing for Russo is set for October 20th at the Scott County Courthouse, court records show. TV6 has reached out to the county attorney for more information. So she won't have a trial. She took a plea deal. So she must have been looking at a lot longer if she had not taken that plea deal, and she could get up to 10 years. Love you, AR. Have a good day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bliss. We went through that with my dad. Yeah, I feel like cancer of all things is where you see all these scams, because almost everybody knows somebody that passed from cancer in too young, or whatever. um so I feel like that's easy for the scammer to pull on people's heartstrings. Right. And Lilith, she did it to the point where she was giving seminars and like inspirational speeches and stuff at her college, and like and that's what I'm saying. So like it would be probably, she probably was on cloud 9 for the attention, but at the same time she was like probably scared to death of when it came out, or if it would come out. Yep, Patty. I know. I don't know what makes a person want to have medical problems. Like they want to play on your sympathy, and they use their ailments to play on your sympathy and grift and everything. But some stuff, guys, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm superstitious, but I'm not going to say I have the C word and scam people out of money and blah, 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 because what goes around comes around. And, my fear would be I'm going to get bit in the butt with it. So I don't understand how people can do that so easily and to this extent. She looked too fake, in my opinion. Oh, we really tangled with? She had to have started to believe her own lies. Oh, I mean, this, it's true that some people, are like addicted to attention. We have said that over and over for how long with Chantel, but this just is another like case of that. Nutbag, that too. Willis. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for this morning. Um, I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, I was going to ask you guys, so with it being summer and, I'm like, outside doing things, whether it's to pick blueberries or go for a walk or whatever. Would anybody be interested if I did like kind of pop-up lives, but it would just be like from my phone, and from, wherever I am? Okay. All right. I think I'm going to start doing that. And then that way when we go to Florida, Ziggy's up for streaming and whatever. So I might even be able to stream like our travels, you know. Okay, great. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me this morning. I love our mornings together. If you are a replay viewer and you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you will get notifications anytime I put out new content. And if everybody would please hit that thumbs up, it really helps me a lot in the algorithm. And there's my YouTube speech. Thank you, everybody. Hi, Six. Hi, Uper. Thanks again, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Love y'all.